Well, it's time, I guess. Yep, it's time. It's 7 o'clock now. It says 7 o'clock, so it's time to start the stream. Welcome to the show, to the stream, to the show, to this mess we call Order 42. I'm Rob. Welcome. Good to see all of you out there. By the way, I am wearing my Allen shirt. That's right, and it says, "In space, nobody can hear you in space." Yep. Welcome. It's one of those shirts where, it's, in Asia they get it wrong. But it's funny, and I liked it, and I thought it made me laugh, so I bought it. I just don't know how many times I'm going to wear it, because it's like one of those where I'm like, I don't want to get people going, wait, what? And then I have to explain it every time. So anyway, but welcome all of you. Good to see you. Justin was first. Justin Yates was first. He won. And then Rufus came in and said, 100 minutes. I can't wait that long. And Justin said, just keep waiting. And I said, if you don't see the stream is live, just wait longer. Because, I made the stream, or I set up the stream around 5 or so. So, anyway. And then Justin said, did you know that Zodiac is number 19 on IMDb's and the New York Times 100 best movies of the 21st century? Well, now you do. I did not know that. It is way up there. For me, I don't know where I would rank it, because there's so many movies that I've seen over like 23 movies, a lot of movies, and but it's hard to rank them because they're all different. They're sometimes a mood hits you and you're just like, I want to watch this kind of movie. For me, it's like, if I want to watch a detective thriller, dude, Zodiac, it's hard to get better than Zodiac. I mean, of course, there's Seven, there's Silence of the Lambs. There are movies that kind of fit that bill, but Zodiac is just so freaking good. For the longest time, I think my top 5 was, let's see, Fellowship of the Ring, Empire Strikes Back, Shawshank Redemption, Raiders of the Lost Ark, and Shaun of the Dead. Now, I don't think Shaun of the Dead is better than a lot of movies, but I was trying to pick a variety of films that were, across different genres and all that kind of stuff. But like to me, Shawshank Redemption, I don't think you can get better as a drama. There's no better. I can't think of a better movie than Shawshank. But then you've got movies like Casablanca, which it's a drama, but holy crap, is it good. Like, it's a really, really good movie. Maltese Falcon. For a noir film, it's perfect. It's freaking perfect. It's so good. But there's so many great movies out there, and it's hard to pick. But Zodiac is way up there. I would say in my top 10, maybe. Because I'd have to leave room for Speed Racer too. The other day, Robert Meyer Burnett, I know you guys maybe don't know him or whatever, but what he does is he usually will do these things called Robservations. And it's a show pretty much all about a certain topic, like one topic. And his topic was the topic of whimsy, and whether whimsy is something that you can learn. Is it a state of mind? Is it almost like part of your personality? And it was an interesting video, but he was talking about all these different movies with whimsy. And I'm like, dude, you just saw Speed Racer. Say Speed Racer. Because to me, Speed Racer is a movie about whimsy. There's literally a kid with a chimpanzee as basically almost like a brother in the family. That's whimsy. And then ninjas come out and fight. That whole movie is whimsical. And if you can get on that wavelength, the movie is amazing. But not everybody can do that. It's like Speed Racer turns a lot of people off, But Speed Racer is amazing. and I'm excited. I'm excited to get it whenever it comes in, because I think it has to come in from England and then be shipped from Orbit. I think I got it from Orbit to me. So who knows when I'm going to get it? Because I know it comes out in a couple of weeks, but or at least stateside. But I don't know about I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so quit asking me. Anyway, and then going back to Zodiac, Justin said, "Did you ever see this latest Zodiac Netflix doc? This is the Zodiac speaking." Justin, I did. Not only did I see it, I reviewed it. And it's over the last couple of years, it's one of my top performing videos because a lot of people wanted to chime in with their thoughts on the Zodiac or thoughts on the documentary itself. So yeah, I did talk about it, and it's interesting. And the comments, the comments on that video there's some amazing theories and all kinds of things in that comment section. So it's actually like, it's one of my favorite videos that I've done over the last couple of years, just because I didn't expect to get that kind of reaction, and it got a pretty good reaction. It's kind of cool. And then Rufus says, astrology is just racism for girls. Racism? And then he goes on to say, I'm a Pisces, which I thought was kind of funny. But I don't... Anyway. Hey. But it's good to see you, Rufus. It's good to see... I mean, of course, it's good to see all of you in here, too. But Rufus has been missing for a few weeks. You know, I was out for a week. And then I came back last week. Still kind of sick. And honestly, I'm still trying to get over the cough. Which has caused more problems than you can imagine. So here's the thing. I think I might have hurt my back at Disney. Sometime at Disney with all the crazy rides we did. And then we were in the back of a truck and we were going over like hills and bouncing up and down. Anyway, I think I did something to my back then. Because when I got home, there was something where I needed to get something out of the back seat. So I crawled into the back seat of April's Jeep. And my back tweaked again. And it hurt for like a couple of days, and then it kind of went away. Then went to the wedding, did the wedding thing, no problem. Then got sick. And that whole week I was sick and I was coughing. And as I was coughing, my back would hurt more and more and more until this last week, I basically didn't do much, like at all. Because I was worried. I was like, I need to rest my back. I need to just sit and rest my back. It turns out the last couple of days I've been up and moving around and stuff, and I actually feel better. So I did something to my back because I looked it up. Apparently it's sciatica, where it's kind of like a bulge disc or something. And a pain will shoot from my right buttock all the way down my leg. It's like a nerve thing. So I've been dealing with that for the last week and just honestly haven't done a whole lot of anything. I haven't gone out and did things, nothing. And then, it was raining a lot. So of course, even April didn't go hiking a lot. So it was just a weird thing. So anyway, that's what I'm dealing with. And right now, honestly, I still have kind of I can feel my back and it sucks. So wish me luck, and hopefully I don't have to, have my back broken or something. I don't know. I should not joke about those things because it's not funny. I shouldn't. So let's just hope my back gets better. I'll just say that. Anyway. And Rufus said, last one to like the stream collects Olsen Twins VHS. Which one of you is collecting that VHS? Come on. Come on now. Own up to it. You can own up to it. It's fine. You can own up to it. Rob, want to come to California to help me film 3 music videos? I need an extra hand. Not at the moment. Since I can, I'm having trouble walking. But yeah, it's funny. My wife was just came back from California, actually. I mean, I say just came back. She came back Tuesday. Last Tuesday. Yeah. But she was in California for the weekend. But yeah, probably not. Just because of that. And I'm broke. So here's another thing. It doesn't affect anything. It's just, part of the thing. Had my birthday, got some money, got the lightsaber. Obi-Wan's lightsaber is now up here on the shelf, displayed properly. So beyond with that, and I had pre-ordered a bunch of stuff, a bunch of different movies. One came in. Show that off. I bought some stuff that I needed for my vaping habit. So I need to buy VG, I need to buy PG, and then because I'm almost out of liquids, I bought a lot of liquids. And now I'm broke. So with all the cool things that are coming out, being announced and all that kind of stuff, I'm just kind of sitting here going, and my computer's being funky. So anyway, yeah, it's an interesting time. I say broke, okay? All that means is that I can't spend money on stupid crap. It's not like we're literally broke. It's just that, out of my money, I'm out. I have $16 left, which won't buy a whole lot. But anyway. Ninjinzu, welcome. And he says, I have all the Olsen Twins Game Boy Color games. I mean, that's a thing. I didn't know that was a thing, but there you go. There you go. And then Starfox came in. He got beat. He got beat this week. Let's just own up to it. Starfox got beat. And he said, I just waited longer enough. There you go. Rufus says his Game Boy Color's in Newark. I'm reading that after I typed it, I swear. Are you dead ass to Ninjinzu? And he said, my ass would be dead if I were serious about Olsen Twins merch. If you collect Woody Allen as well, we can't be friends. One or the other is fine, but both? Here's the thing about the Woody Allen thing. There is the courts, legal courts, and then there's the court of public opinion. I'll just leave that there. I honestly I'm not a huge lover of Woody Allen films. So I don't really have a stake. Not like a steak, like, like a medium rare ribeye. I'm talking about a stake in whether or not Woody Allen is guilty or innocent. But the fact is, he's never been brought up on any charges, and all the stuff is it's based on hearsay. So I don't know. All I'm trying to say is I don't know. But anyway, hey, if you collect Woody Allen, I don't know what to say other than, hey, good for you. So yeah, there you go. See, still have congestion. It's a thing. What is a dead ass? I would love to know that myself because I don't know. I don't know. I knew you think that answered my question, but it didn't. Only the VHS movies that came out. And then Rufus said he's sorry that he missed last week. You were MIA, so I forgot the channel existed. I've got that ADHD. 80 HD. 80 as in 80 HD is how he typed it. I get that. I understand that. It's a thing. I understand. But we missed you. We missed you last week. I'm sorry your back and butt hurt. That's the thing. It's like I don't have really butt problems. It's just that I have the back, the back, it's like it shoots like a pain down my leg. And it's like, And then as soon as I get walking, I'm okay. But it's getting up that really, really hurts. And now that I know that it's because of that disc, that's a problem. So there you go. Justin said, I'm sorry your back and butt hurt. I had 5 herniated discs. It ruined my life. I have lots of tips and tricks I could throw your way. Well, I mean, hey, anything that I can do to, get rid of this and get back to doing the things that I need to do, which is like, being a person who goes and does things for my life and my wife. All those things are important. I just found a Nintendo DS Lite right bumper spring. I used the nerves under my foot skin to find it. And then Choose My Own Adventure 6058. Welcome. Good to see you. Not sure if I've seen you here before, but welcome anyway. He says an OnlyFans Rob stream incoming. I don't know what gave you that idea, but I don't really have anything to show that would be worthy of an OnlyFans. I mean, I barely have, a stream here. Yeah, I mean, it's just, yeah. So anyway, no OnlyFans, sorry. Fun fact, those springs literally don't matter unless rattling bothers you. Thanks, Rufus. I'm guessing you're talking about the Nintendo DS Lite right bumper thing. But there you go. Cosma, welcome. Good to see you. Hi, everyone. Not home yet. Watching on the road. Well, Cosma, be careful. Be careful. If you're in traffic, you just be careful. You just watch yourself. All right? We're wanted men. I've got the death sentence on 12 systems. I'll be careful then. You'll be dead. This one's not worth it. Hey, sorry. Anyways. And yeah, Stop Falcons did get beat. Badly. But he says, okay, I'm back. I went to put my pee over there and then made a snack. What'd I miss? You didn't miss much. We just got started. You know how I do. I get behind by reading stuff in the chat and then going off on tangents. But I did want to read this because I saw Frodus Boy put in, hello, Frodus Boy. Good to see you. He says, sciatica is fixable. Focus some massage on your piriformis muscle in your butt cheek. The nerves impinged by tight muscle. The fact that it's referring down your leg, means the disc is okay. I do this all day. Sorry to get medical. That is great news. So you're basically saying I need to find that piriformis muscle? Let's see. Let's just see. In fact, why don't I, do it so the whole class can see? So if I type in piriformis muscle, aha, sciatic nerve, piriformis muscle. Okay. Gotcha. You see this? You see this right here? That's what he's talking about. Just, okay. Well, then I'm going to work. I mean, I'm not going to do it right now because, it's stream. But butt cheek. It's going to happen tonight. Thank you, Frodus Boy, for that information. Because what happened was, so like I said, got back from Disney on what was it, Saturday? I think that was Saturday or Friday. I can't remember what day we got back. And then it was like Sunday night when I climbed up in the Jeep and it hurt real bad. And then I was scheduled to go to the doctor anyway on that Friday, the day before the wedding. By the time I got there, everything seemed to be okay. And I even had no problems during the wedding or anything. There was no issues. And then it seemed to get better, but then it got worse. And so she gave me a muscle relaxer and some sort of steroidal thing. I didn't take the steroids until it really started to hurt. And that was like earlier last week. I think it was on Sunday. So even last week during the stream, I was having this issue. And yeah, it's weird. And honestly, I think a lot of it is going to be fixed by me getting up and moving around and doing stuff. So that's what I did today and yesterday. So we'll see. Now, Justin wants some steak now. Ito Ramos, by the power of Grayskull, welcome, sir. Here's the thing. In fact, you know what? Screw it. Let's just talk about it now. I wanted to talk about this because I got the the notification from Fandango. Hey, you can buy your tickets. I'm like, okay. Asked my wife, and she was like, because my whole thing is, I haven't been blown away by the trailers. Okay, let me go back. I've always thought Masters of the Universe, even from as a kid, I'm just going to be honest with you. I thought it was stupid. And I didn't like the proportions of the people. I didn't like that. It was almost like they were made like wrestling figures. You know what I mean? And I never was big into Masters of the Universe, He-Man, She-Ra, whatever. I thought Skeletor had a cool design, but I didn't like the V thing with the arms, and I just didn't like it. And I didn't like the cartoon. I didn't watch it. And like I said, I've talked many times about Man-E-Faces. Really? That's the guy's name? It's because he has many faces. You twist the little knob on the top of the head and it changes the face. And I'm like, his name is Man-E-Faces. I can't stand crap like that. I've never liked stuff like that. So I always, pretty much anything Masters of the Universe, I hadn't seen it. But the way that this trailer came across, the first trailer, it made me think, hey, this could be like a Dungeons and Dragons kind of situation where this is just a really fun film and that I want to be on the ground floor for this film if it's that way. But then the second trailer came out. And the second trailer actually did the opposite of what a trailer should do, right? Trailers should make you more interested. It should make you aware of it if you don't know that it's coming out. But if we're already knowledgeable about the movie, it should make you more excited to see it after you see this next trailer. The problem is for me, with the opposite, I did not like the last trailer that showed. And so I was like, God, this looks cheesier and cheesier, and I just don't know if this is going to be for me. But now we've got these articles that have come out that have said that the Box Office Theory, who does, basically reporting on, trends and all that kind of stuff, but also they look at what the tracking is for these movies that are coming out. Sometimes they get it almost almost exactly right. Excuse me. Sometimes they get it exactly right, and then sometimes it's so off. It's mind-boggling. For Masters of the Universe, they are tracking a $25 million opening. Now, here's the thing: the budget for Masters of the Universe is basically anywhere from $170 million to $200 million. A $25 million opening is terrible. I mean, it would pretty much be dead on arrival. And I got to thinking about it, and I'm like, well, I mean, I kind of want to, at least from my perspective, one of the things that I love about this channel is being able to champion a movie, right? And sometimes it works and sometimes I honestly don't think that I have that much of an impact at all. But even if for the people that do watch me, if I make them aware of something that maybe they, wasn't on their radar, or, hey, you really should go watch this movie if you're a fan, all that kind of stuff. I like that. I like that being a part of the word of mouth for a movie, But honestly, I mean, like I said, I was on the fence about this movie, and I'm like, I just don't know if it's going to be for me. And the thing that I don't like doing is going to a movie like Masters of the Universe with a pretty significant fan base, and basically crapping all over the movie. I don't want to do that. I don't like doing that. And especially if I knew going in, hey, this movie's not for me. That's why you won't see me go to movies that I'm not interested in. The reason that I go to movies is because I'm interested in seeing the film, right? And I try to give you my honest opinion of that movie. So anyway, basically what I've been saying is I don't know about this. And April was like, I don't know. Because I was in my head, I was like, I'm on the fence. Hopefully April will say, yeah, I want to go see it. And that will be my reason for going to see it. She doesn't care. She doesn't think that she wants to see it. And so I started looking at the tickets. And I got to say, man, it's pretty bad. Usually when tickets go on sale, you can see movement. You can see tickets being sold. And you look at the, the prime time, show times, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, this is going to be a hit, or it's not going to be a hit." The first warning is that for Masters of the Universe, my local Cinemark only has 3 screenings. They have a 2 o'clock, a 5 o'clock, and an 8 o'clock. Usually a big tentpole movie, they're going to have at least 6 screens, maybe 8, maybe 9, 10, whatever. So it's almost like Cinemark doesn't have a whole lot of, I don't know, like they don't think that this movie's going to be big. So I said, okay, let's go away from Cinemark. Let's just look at Fandango. So I searched for Masters of the Universe. I'm like, cool. All right. Okay, here's all the screenings. It's like that almost across the board. There's not a whole lot of screenings out there. Then I see early fan screening for Masters of the Universe. It's going to be on Wednesday night. So it's just a day early, but still it's, you get to see the movie a day early in the XD screen. I'm like, oh, okay. Guess what? Like at my local theater, like 2 tickets were sold. Out of this huge auditorium, 2 tickets. And I was like, oh. So yeah, it got me thinking, and I thought, it's maybe something that we want to think about. If you're a fan of Masters of the Universe and you're one of those people that are like, hey, we need to get behind this movie, now's the time. Now's the time to start getting your friends involved, getting people, hey, let's go watch Masters of the Universe when it comes out or whatever. Go buy your tickets, because right now it's not looking good. It is not looking good for this movie already. Now, you can also say, but isn't Masters of the Universe being put out by Amazon? Do we really need to support blah, blah, blah? All I know is that I love the movie theater experience. I love movies. I love cinema. I like to support it by going to the theater to see a movie that I want to see. So, with that in mind, it may be time. It may be time to, maybe get the word of mouth going. So, just saying, because it's not looking good for Masters of the Universe. And it's weird because it's like, I have no stake in the game. Again, with the stake, I have no, in fact, it's almost like an I've never liked anything Masters of the Universe. But that doesn't mean that I want theaters to fail. It doesn't mean that I don't want cinema to be, I like it when I see a movie. Devil Wears Prada 2, for the second week in a row, #1, right, at the box office. I have no interest in The Devil Wears Prada 2, but I'm glad that people are going to the movies. I had no interest in Michael. I'm so glad that Michael is still bringing people out to the theaters. I love that. So basically what I'm saying is, if you're a fan of Masters of the Universe and you want this movie to do well, you need to start getting your friends involved, and your family involved or whatever. Do your thing, because word of mouth is the most important thing when it comes to movies. Good reviews, all that stuff is great, but word of mouth, getting people excited, that's your job. It's my job. And honestly, like I said, it's for me, I don't know. So there you go. That's Masters of the Universe for you. I think it's interesting. And the thing is, I love I've talked about this many times. I love the fact that there's sort of like you've got the money people, right? You've got the studios that really only care about, and we've talked about this many times. The movie studios only care if something sells. They don't care if it's good. They don't care about art. They care about, is it a profitable thing? We put this much money in. How much money did we get out? Oh, we got more money than we put in. Great. That means it's a good thing. That was a good investment. That's really what it is. You've got those people in control, basically, over what gets made and all that stuff. But then you've got the artistic people over here. The people that they have to convince, these people that have no idea what's good and what's bad when it comes to art. They have to convince these people to give them enough money to make their artistic dreams come true. I love that there's always this battle between artistic integrity and financial, return on investment. I think that that's fascinating. I always have. But I don't know. And it's more interesting, especially when you go backwards in time and you look at the 30s and 40s and 50s, when, the studios basically owned the theaters too. So that was interesting too. That's no longer a thing, thankfully. But because there was a law that said, hey, if you're a studio, you can't own a theater, because that's like a conflict of interest. Because that could mean that you're only playing, like if you, for example, Paramount was the one that was involved. If you're a Paramount, you're making movies for your Paramount theaters. Then you could decide, we're only showing Paramount movies in this theater. But the problem is, in some areas, only, there might be for example, if you wanted to see, this is just an example, okay? I have two choices. I can see Top Gun by Paramount, 1986, or I can see Aliens. Okay, I just happen to choose two movies that came out in 1986. But anyway, one is Paramount, one is 20th Century Fox. My nearest theater, if it's a Paramount only theater, that means you have to drive a lot further to go see Aliens. If you want to see Aliens, you have no interest in Top Gun. So it's that was part of the reason, is that, there's only so many theaters. It's not like there's a Paramount theater, a 20th Century Fox theater, you know what I mean? But that was the rule, is that you couldn't have a conflict of interest by only displaying the movies that you wanted to, Anyway. So anyway, I'm interested to see how Masters of the Universe does. It may not be a movie that I go see that week. We'll see. Who knows? I might just turn around and say, screw it. I'm going to go watch it and I want to review it. I don't know, but we'll see. Midnight in Paris and Magic in the Moonlight are worth 1,000 victims. I remember Midnight in Paris. I remember liking it. There are definitely Woody Allen films that I've liked, but it's not like, oh my God, I have to have Woody Allen in my life. I don't know. But thank you, Frodus Boy. Said, sorry you're hurting, buddy. And hi, guys. But thank you. Thank you. I'm, like I said, I'm okay right now. But if I got up, it might hurt. I don't know. Sorry, folks, that wasn't funny. Rufus, it's okay. Just, bring it down a little bit. Bring it down a little bit. We're not the roasts, We don't go that hard typically on the controversial factor here, typically. I mean, maybe later, in the Discord chat, but not in the mainstream. Welcome, Chris. Good to see you. He says, I'm pumped for the new Masters of the Universe. I will go see it in the theater. See? And like I said, I feel like at this point, because I know that there's that thing. It's like, oh, I'm only one person. Who cares? It's not like I can affect it. I'm one of those people that's like, if I'm invested in a movie or in a whatever, I'm gonna champion it. I'm going to talk to my friends. I'm gonna talk to my family. I'm gonna talk to all the people that I'm like, oh man, like that's how I was with Dune. I watched the movie at home, but bought a ticket that I didn't go to see because I'm that guy, So I believe in the power of just one person. So there you go. And right now, the poll shows 53 out of 15 votes, 53% says, yeah, I want to go see Masters of the Universe in the theater. 27% said, nah, maybe on streaming. And then 20% said not interested at all. So there you go. It's interesting. I like that kind of stuff. I think it's very, very interesting. We'll see if that changes as the night wears on. And see, like for you guys, see, Rufus said, honestly, Chris, after the new trailer, me too. It's gonna be a fun time. I just know it. See, like those are situations where that second trailer must have hit you different. I saw that second trailer and was like, ooh, I don't know. And Justin said, I'm about to throw a guitar pedal at a child because it's broken and I can't fix it. But in other news, did you watch Deadwood yet? Deadwood? When did we talk about Deadwood? Deadwood is actually something that I tried to get into and I couldn't get into it. Now, it may have been that I just wasn't in the right mindset and maybe I need to go back. But I mean, no, I haven't watched anything of any sort of series or anything. I mean, of course, I did watch the finale of Daredevil. Watched got caught up on The Boys, Maul Shadow Lord, which I talked about last week. All good stuff. And of course, tonight, I think premiering like right now, maybe, or maybe in a few minutes, is that Punisher one-off. So it's kind of like a 45-minute one-off story. And apparently it's really crazy and like gory, action-packed and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to watch that probably maybe tonight after we get off the stream or whatever. Or I might just go to sleep. I don't know. Because that's the other thing. I've been having trouble sleeping too. So I'm coughing and the cough makes my back hurt and then it shoot down my leg. And then on top of that, I've been having trouble sleeping. So it's been a weird week. It's been a weird week, you know? So yeah. Let's see. It was funny because I hurt myself. I'm not just sharing random facts about springs. I'm just too autistic to not, despite pain. There you go. Butt muscles. And then Seven said something from Pauly Shore. My sciatic. I don't know what that's from. Because I'm one of those people. It was funny because there was actually a Kevin Smith thing where he was talking about, you remember how everybody, for a long time was like, hey buddy, and like Pauly Shore was like this hot thing. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it was like, man, F Pauly Shore. I was one of those people that I never thought Pauly Shore was funny. I never really cared for him. I never liked him. Yeah, I saw Biodome. Yeah, I saw Encino Man. Wasn't a fan. I just wasn't a fan. I don't know what to tell you. But I'm sure that's from something popular. I actually saw a clip. It's one of those things that came up, you know how it does. You know how it do on YouTube Shorts or whatever, wherever I was, and Pauly Shore came up. And I'm sitting there watching, and it's a recent, like he was doing recent stand-up. And I'm sitting there watching it, and I go, wow, this isn't funny. Like, I was open. I was like, oh, wow, it's Pauly Shore. What has he been doing lately? Wow, he's looking kind of old, but hey, we all get old. I'm sitting there looking at it, and I'm like, wow, this is really unfunny. Kind of felt like, Michael from The Office, that gift that you see every now and then that, that's kind of what it's like. But anyway. Use your fingertips to push into tissue and work in small semicircles. This will work. Dude, thank you. I'm totally going to do that. I don't want to do it right now, but I'm not in pain right now, so it's kind of one of those things. The muscle could absolutely be the issue and could help the situation by massaging it, but if the nerve is being pinched by a disc in the back, then it could be a disc issue and not a muscle issue. Absolutely. Muscle relaxers, anti-inflammatory meds, etc. will help, but I'm no doctor. I'm just a dude with a guitar and a monkey. Well, thank you, Justin. I mean, the fact is, I've been doing a mixture of both. Like I said, I've been just trying to stay off my legs, but apparently, from what I was reading, it's like it actually helps to get up and move around and do that. I've been trying to not, basically keep it in a place where hopefully it'll just heal. But apparently getting up is better. I don't know. Mattel was talking about selling to Hasbro. Honestly, I thought that already happened, but it was Parker Brothers I was thinking. Hasbro will put out a foam Nerf sword and a Magic the Gathering set and let the franchise die after. Wow. Hmm. I don't. I'm not a big toy guy either. I mean, I say that. I have stuff. Um, but I typically don't seek that stuff out. Just because I'm what you would call a snob when it comes to designs. I like designs that are movie accurate, and in order to get movie accurate, usually you have to spend some money. I've been really interested in a lot of the NECA stuff because I think they do a great job, and of course, I do have some NECA stuff. In fact, you can only see two. There are three aliens in here. One of them, in fact, I think this one was given to me by Wraith, and then there's one here, and there's one kind of off screen, just a tad, given to me by Billy. In fact, Billy's the one that gave me, which you can't see it either. I have a boxed big chap that Billy got me at one of the conventions that we went to. And of course, behind it is Blade Runner, but you can't really see it. And then, of course, that alien right here, this quarter scale alien, was given to me by Melvor. So, in fact, there's so much story. You know, there's so many gifts. I was looking at this earlier because I was thinking, okay, so Beat 'em Ups figure from Beat 'em Ups. That's the award that we got from the, what was it, the Fort Worth Indie Film Showcase. We got an award for that for Adventures. This I got at a convention. These little four guys here are from Dreamy Warrior over on Game Dave stream for the Christmas, whatever you call it, the Secret Santa thing. And then let's see, next to that is a signed Danny Trejo Machete Magic the Gathering card from Yoshi. Yoshi got me that. Then here's my Japanese Ocarina of Time on 64 that I got from Beat 'em Ups. These were the dice used in Adventures. There's a Pretty Hate Machine behind the Obi-Wan there. That was from Billy. This is, this is kind of hard to do. That's from Dreamy Warrior as well. Lord of the Rings, Two Towers on Advance, boxed. There's, of course, the Ghost Getter that came from, came from Billy's, but it was Nop Top who made that. And the other one, there's only two that I know of in existence. The other one resides at Game Dave's house. And then here's a Japanese Nintendo thing from Beat 'em Ups. Here's the what is that? Smith of Wooten Major, first edition, all sealed up and wrapped up, and that's from Chief. Chief actually, well, I bought it from him, but Chief got it for me. And then there's the picture from the Adventures of two guys. So yeah, there's just like a lot of history, or Order 42 / Game Chaser history in here. So interesting. Anyway, let's see. Where am I? I don't know why I went on that little thing, but I think it was just because I was looking at it today and I was like, it's interesting. Oh, of course, this Stormtrooper helmet was in Adventures in Game Chasing, because that's me wearing it in Adventures in Game Chasing. And the foil is from a video that I did that nobody watched. But it was basically about how, it was about, what was that? Fire in the Sky? I think it was Fire in the Sky. Anyway. So Jody B said, growing up a major Masters of the Universe fan, I'm excited for the movie. It looks fun, and if it ends up cheesy, I'm so okay with that. I hope it's everything that Masters of the Universe fans want. I'm just not that guy. So, he says, I still collect it to this day. In my working life, I've worked with movie and TV stars closely and have never been starstruck by any of them. I worked with Skeletor's voice actor and completely starstruck. Can't wait for the movie. I never pre-buy my movie tickets either. I buy like the day before I decide to go. See, that's where they get a lot of these things wrong. You know? So every now and then there'll be a movie where it's like, it's expected to have this kind of weekend. But for some reason, it hits a note, it strikes a chord with people that are like you. And maybe it's people that are, that don't use the internet as much. They don't they don't prepay anything. See, me, I'm one of those people that I like to have my tickets ready to go and opening first showing possible for many reasons, not just because I want to be one of the first people to see it, but also it helps, to get my review out somewhat early. So typically that's what I do. I can't wait to hear By the Power of, and then the music starts in the movie theater speakers. Chills. See? Hopefully, look, like I said, hopefully that's wrong. And it does a lot better. It seems like Masters of the Universe is coming out many years past its prime, and that audiences might not even know what that is. Lack of marketing, lack of interest. It's not good so far. See, and from my perspective, I kind of agree with that. Masters of the Universe has always kind of had like an iteration going, different comic series, different, toy lines and things like that. It's always been out there, but it makes me wonder, outside of that original fan base, are they getting new fans? I don't know. Wasn't there a Netflix series? And people were really mad about it or something? I don't remember. I don't remember because I honestly don't pay attention to Masters of the Universe that much. I've just never been a fan. But it's interesting. It's all interesting to me. KP Senti, welcome. Good to see you. Can't totally discount disc issue, but if a bulging disc were causing the pressure and creating a lack of room for spinal nerve to exit the spinal cord, the pain would be local and not down leg. Maybe. Oh my God, why didn't you go see it? Why didn't I go see what? I don't know what you're talking about. And then Seventh said, I just missed the summer movie season of old where every weekend there was a new blockbuster to go see. Summer great, summer mid, then you go movie slumming in August. That's kind of the beauty of something like, especially if you have an AMC theater in your area, the AMC movie list thing or whatever it's called. A-list, whatever it is, that's pretty awesome. That basically for the price of almost one movie, you get to see 4 movies a week. That's kind of awesome. Now, of course, part of the reason they're doing that is because they're expecting you to also buy drinks and popcorn and candy and whatever else. And yeah, there are some people that will probably just go straight into the theater and never buy a single piece of popcorn or anything. But I would bet that most people don't go see a movie 4 times a week. So they're not even using that. But man, what a value. It's a pretty damn good value if you have an AMC near you. Unfortunately, like I said, the nearest AMC to me is like 20 minutes away. So it doesn't make sense for me. But man, I still have been thinking about it because that is an amazing deal. So you could do that, exactly what you're saying. There are movies that I'm kind of like on the fence about. Like, for example, there's a movie coming out this week called Obsession. I don't know if you've seen the trailer for it, but it looks interesting. It's not exactly my kind of movie, but it's just that kind of, it's a horror film, but it's just interesting enough to make me go, I might go see that at some point. I might go see that one. So yeah, if I had A-list, I'd just go, yeah, I'm just going to go. I'm going to go on Thursday, go watch it. Screw it, damn the man. And maybe that's what I should do. Maybe that'll help the channel out. I don't know. The channel has been stagnant for a while. And it's not that I honestly care that much, but at the same time, it's kind of like, I kind of like to see some growth. I don't know. Maybe I've hit my limit, and that's fine. Because seriously, Kids don't want to hear what a 50-year-old guy wants to say about whatever. I don't care. Anyway. Staffalk said he was bored with Deadwood. I don't know. Like I said, I've never given it that much of a chance. You know what I mean? I tried watching it and was like, eh. And then I got interested in something else and kind of forgot about it. But it's always been one that I want to go back to see because I do like Ian McShane. But yeah. And Grim Raider, welcome, sir. He says, hello, Robert. Where do you rank Austin Powers International Man of Mystery? Top 100? That's a really tough one. Because there are a lot of, like, at least from my perspective, great comedies. International Man of Mystery is really funny. Like, that's one of those that grew on me. The first time I watched it, I didn't really get it. And then the second time I watched it with some friends, and we, for some reason, it all clicked. Like, for all of us, and we were just all like laughing our asses off. So I don't know, man. That's got to be up there. I don't know if it would be top 100 or not. That's the funny thing is that, you know, especially with something like, you know, the CLZ thing. Is that what it's called? Yeah, the CLZ movie collector thing. I can look at all the movies that I own and basically kind of go through and go, yeah, I would rank this here and put this here. That would be a huge undertaking, but it might be interesting to see. I don't know. But it's up there. It's definitely up there. It's in the top, I would say a good percentage on the top because that is a really funny movie. And the first one is better than both of the sequels. Even though I like the sequels, I still think the first one's the best one. So I don't know if it's top 100. I mean, I've seen a lot of movies, man. Lots. And typically comedy is not, what's weird is like, I like a lot of slapstick. And the reason that I think Austin Powers is so funny is there is a lot of slapstick in it. So it's not even like, I don't know what you even call it, like top tier comedy. I don't know what you want to say. I don't know what you say, but I really like Austin Powers a lot. It may be top 100. Rufus said, if you need any audio gear resoldered, send it to me. There you go. KP Senny said, I might go watch Top Guns as a double feature on Saturday. I think that's a great idea. If you've never seen them, seeing them in the theater might be a great way to go. And that actually starts tomorrow, I believe. So both Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick will be in theaters for, I think, a week. So if you're interested in seeing either one of those in the theater, yeah, tomorrow's the day. So thank you for bringing that up, KP Senti. Even though I brought up Top Gun earlier. Randomly. It's kind of weird. But there you go. And Seventh said, but you walked out of that air-conditioned darkness into the summer sun, still smelling the popcorn, and it felt like anything could happen. It was a vibe. Well, I mean, Seventh, I think that's a vibe of youth. It's such a weird thing, too. I don't think about it very much. But one of the things that used to really excite me as a kid is being in the theater and this was before, you know, freaking what's her name? The movie, MOO Nuvi or whatever. Maria Menounos. Is that her name? Something Menounos. Whoever the lady is that does the thing, the pre-show. Before there was a pre-show, there used to just be like still images and it would just be like a slideshow, right? And it would literally be a projector, like a slide projector, just showing things, right? And the lights are still up and for me as a kid, there was an anticipation. Oh my God, what am I going to see? You know, like how cool is this movie going to be? Oh my God. What trailers am I going to see? You know, just all of this excitement because not knowing what you're going to get. It's to me, it's the excitement that most of the time it's only a kid that can have that kind of anticipation, you know, but it's also, it's a state of mind that I think that you can put yourself in And I try to get into that state of mind. I try to get excited, before the lights go down. But it's weird. It's like there are things that take me out of that immediately. Number one, it's the fact that there's typically 30 minutes of trailers now. That's a bummer. On top of that, in the midst of all of these trailers, there's commercials about things that aren't related to movies. And yet, here we are. We're sitting here. We're watching advertising for a movie that we paid good money, sometimes big money, to see. $15, $18, $20 to sit here and watch you advertise to me. At what point does that make sense? It just doesn't make sense. It's one of the things that I hated about toward the end of the VHS run and at the beginning of the DVD run. You'd get all those trailers at the beginning of the movie and you couldn't skip them. And I'm like, screw you, man. I bought this movie or whatever. I shouldn't have to watch these trailers if I don't want to. I hate that. I hate it when there's ads that you can't skip. And for me, if you're a paying audience member, you shouldn't be allowed to show me ads. You sure show me ads for your theater. Okay. It's pushing it and kind of weird because we're sitting here. You don't have to really advertise to us that AMC is where, what is it? What does she say? Tears feel good in a place like this or something like that. Whatever it is. You don't have to advertise to us. We're sitting here. And yeah, we walked in and we saw that there was a freaking snack counter. You don't have to remind us that there's a snack counter. You don't have to remind us that you sell Coke. We get it. We know that you do. It's such a weird thing that they show us ads. But man, I still try to get into that state of mind, because I remember as a kid being so like, it was almost like this, like we're going on a roller coaster. What are we going to see? You know what I mean? I loved it. I loved that feeling. And it's one of the things that I kind of wish we could get back. And I wish the theaters would, and I'm talking about the theater owners, would do a better job of trying to maintain that. I don't know. I get what you're saying though, Seventh. Deadwood is amazing. You're all crazy. We spoke about it weeks ago. Yeah, maybe, but like I said, man, I've got a huge crazy watch list, and a lot of it is, well, stacks of movies that I keep buying because I'm an idiot or just a movie fan, But I didn't even, like last week, I showed off a couple of things, but I didn't show off everything. So we're going to have to do that here in a bit. But sorry, Deadwood is something that, maybe somewhere down the road I may get to it. But since I already tried it and was like, holy crap, I'm so far behind. So far behind. Yeah, I saw In the Army Now and I love it, but I don't care for any of his other movies. Oh, it's from Biodome? Okay. Yeah, I saw Biodome in the theater opening weekend, and my friends were coming out. That was so funny. I'm like, that was terrible. That was bad. Sorry. I'm sorry. Didn't care for it. You know what's also funny is because it was something that again, Robert Meyer Burnett was talking about. He was talking about how, he was big into Star Trek, and then Star Wars literally changed his life. Seeing Star Wars in the theater, however old, I think he was 10 when that movie came out, something like that. Maybe 8. Anyway, however old he was, when he walked out of that theater, he was a changed person. It was basically, I want to make movies like that. The problem with me is that my first memory is watching Empire in the theater. So I started basically at, I'm not going to say the pinnacle of special effects, but the pinnacle of verisimilitude, the pinnacle of science fiction at that time. Some of the best special effects you've ever seen. So going backward to try to watch Star Trek, it was like, this isn't as good. This isn't as good as Star Wars. Why would I watch this? It's not as good. So for the longest, that's part of the reason why for the longest time, I didn't want to watch anything Star Trek. Because it felt second rate. Everything Dude, compared to Star Wars, everything felt second rate. You know? I remember I think my parents rented it. Is Battle Beyond the Stars? I know there's probably going to be people like, oh, I love that movie. Yeah, I couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand it because the special effects were so terrible. It's also the same reason why I couldn't get into Flash Gordon. It's the reason why I couldn't get into Dune. There's so many shows and so many movies at that time period that have like this huge fan base. And I turned my nose up at it. Because it's like I saw Empire Strikes Back. That's the pinnacle. That's what everybody should be shooting for. I know. Maybe it's wrong of me to think that way. It was wrong of me to think that way back then. But I couldn't get over it. And it took me years. It took me years to watch some of these movies. But anyway. Look at that. Star Fox got Star Fox Zero from Billy. Well, there you go. Good job. Good job. I'm a huge toy guy. Hasbro's gross, a company that started by making pencil cases and other things from textile scraps that grew into the biggest toy conglomerate in the world, and I hate them. But I have to pay attention because they own some things that I care about. I mean, that's kind of the way of the world, right? Bunch of things like in a what do you call it? In an area of consumerism. Yeah, let's just buy up all the competitors and become a huge thing. So you got Disney buying 20th Century Fox. You got Paramount buying Warner Brothers. I get it. I get it. I buy toys from any brand. If I like it, then Image Tit. Justin said, I love toys. Or I'm sell toys. I'm sell toys? Sorry. And then I saw KP Cindy said, I love Order 42 lore. I think you're at your studio in your house. Well, I mean, it kind of is a studio. It's really just an office. We've got the double doors here. It's just an office in my house with a bunch of crap in it. You know, there's so much crap in here. So much crap. So much crap. Too much crap. But anyway. Let's see. If you look at the last three messages, use I'm not sure what you're getting at there, Rufus. But, yeah. I treat toys like I do games. I don't care what console or PC it's on. I buy it, especially if it's Nintendo. I mean, that's how I am. If I like the design of it or whatever, I don't care. And which is why I was very what do you call? I don't even know what you call it. Is it like I wanted all the game systems because I didn't care about, you know, oh well, my thing's better or whatever. I didn't care about the loyalty to a certain like Sony guys and Xbox guys, and I never cared about any of that. It's like I just want to play the best games, you know. So I would always wait until I could get them used for really cheap, and then I would have all of them. And it just so happens that currently I still have all the current systems, but next generation, I don't think that's happening. I just don't care anymore. And it's part of it is because I have tons of games that I've never played that are still unopened because I've got other things going right now. So, I don't know. I don't look like a rear in chat, and I'm smart. I'm not even watching. I'm playing games. I don't use the that word, Rufus. So if I don't say it, just know that hey, I don't use that word because because don't use it. I don't know, man. And it's not because I'm afraid to use it or anything like that. If there are words that irritate people or rub people the wrong way, why would I use that word? Why would I want to limit the people that I talk to because of a word I used, Just don't use it. So there you go. You didn't go see Dune when you bought tickets. Oh, that's what you were saying. I can't believe you didn't go. Oh my God, why didn't you go see it? Oh, well, because it was in the middle of COVID and I'm immunosuppressed. I'm immunocompromised. So my doctors were like, yeah, don't go out. Have your wife go out, have her wear a mask and have her sanitize everything that she brings into the house. That's why I didn't go out. But I still wanted to support the movie, so I bought the ticket. It was a different time, and I get it. There's going to be people, oh, quit being a pussy, or whatever, whatever you're going to say. But the thing is, I'm going to listen to my doctors. The doctors that, saved my life. So if they're saying, hey, you probably shouldn't go out there right now, I wasn't going to do that for any reason. Because, yeah. But anyway. Of course, now we look back and we go, oh, maybe that was all bull crap in the first place. Whatever. But the thing is I wasn't going to take that chance. I'd survived a whole lot of crap. I wasn't going to die to a bug. It just wasn't going to happen. But anyway. And Phil Holland. Welcome, Phil. It's been so long since we've seen you. I mean, I don't know if you just, watched and, didn't chat or whatever, but welcome. Good to see you, sir. Good to see you. I hope that Masters of the Universe does well. I mean, it's literally every movie that comes out. I hope it does well. I want movies to do well. I want movies to do well because then that means theaters will do well. And that means the studios will keep making the kinds of movies that people want to go see, and that the theaters will stay open so I can go watch my movies in theaters. So I'm a fan of as crazy and as corrupt as some of them are. I love the industry. And I want it to do well. I don't even know what that means. But I'm guessing it's right on that edge of offensive, and I'm just not going to say it. My dad puts things in quotes all the time. It makes me not talk to him because I'm not ready to teach my dad how quotations work. Well, I don't know what you're talking about. Your Order 42 channel demographic kids? No. But the thing is I just know that there's probably a lot of people that there are going to be segments of things that I talk about that only hit a percentage of you guys. Like, how many of you actually watch my videos? I'm not judging or whatever. You come and hang out because it's fun to hang out here or whatever. I don't know why, but you're here. There's probably going to be movie reviews or videos that I make that you go, no interest in seeing that. So I'm not gonna watch. Why would I watch a review on something that I don't care about anything about? I understand that. So the thing is like, they're all segments of what I like. That's what I make videos on, are movies, either reviews or things that I want to talk about. And if it doesn't hit you, then that's fine. But the thing is, to really start blowing up, you've got to appeal to a demographic that watches a lot of YouTube content. And that is the younger crowd. And unfortunately, the younger crowd doesn't give a crap what this guy says. So that's all I'm trying to say. So in order for me, for those videos to do well, it either has to be a specific subject that a lot of people are interested in, or something that crosses age boundaries. And it's pretty rare because, well, I'm a nerd and I'm not going to just make videos for views. I don't care to do that. I'm going to make videos that I'm interested in making. And sometimes that means, hey, taking the fewer views. So, let's see. Must wear a cowboy hat and go, yeah, doggy. Welcome to the review. Let's whip it. You could say that before a DVD review. Might grow the channel. No. And see, that's another thing. This is one of those things that this won't get me into trouble because it's just a thing. I'm not going to put on a show for you. I'm not going to you know, and be somebody I'm not. Now, I could do as a joke, for example, the fire in the sky video. The whole point of that video is I'm talking about how ridiculous it is to buy into the, you know, the alien stuff or whatever. But throughout the video, I start doing things that go against what I'm saying. So it's like I bring up something that's like, man, I can't believe that people, you know, buy into the whole thing about crystals or whatever. And then in the next, I click over and there's a little clip from Fire in the Sky, and then when it goes back to me, I'm sitting here and I'm rubbing crystals, and then in the next one, it's like, yeah, there's people with the, you know, whatever, aluminum, and then as the video progresses, the room gets more and more covered in aluminum foil until I'm wearing a helmet, the Stormtrooper helmet, with aluminum foil on top of my head. That kind of stuff is fun to do, but I'm not going to be something I'm not. So, anyway. I saw part of Maverick on HBO, but missed the beginning and ending. Okay, so you saw a bit of it. That's it, man. Hey, that's a good movie. That's a good movie. Even though I walked out of it back in the day. Let's see. There we go. Seventh said summer 99. You had Mummy, Matrix, Episode 1, Tarzan, Austin Powers 2, The Iron Giant, Blair Witch. I was in my 20s. Yeah, I was 23 that year. That was a great year. Wasn't Signs that year too? It was just a constant, there was so much great stuff. But yeah, I mean, this year's looking pretty stacked. At least from where I'm sitting, there's a lot of movies that I want to see this year. So for the ending, I will just say Tomcat and no ejection seat. Oh, yes. Yes. Sorry. I'm so glad the movies I've seen in the theater only had one ads at the start. The other ones I've seen just immediately start. Yeah, see that it depends on the theater that you go to. Depends on the chain. And then also it depends on, for example, like I said, the Masters of the Universe, right? Comes out on June 5th, I believe. So of course, Thursday, June 4th, for whatever reason, they've decided that this is okay. That will start. They'll start at like 2 p.m. on that day. But then on the Wednesday, there's the fan event. And typically on the fan event screenings, which I'm using the quotes again. Gotcha? Yes, got it? Okay. Usually on the fan event screenings, they won't play all the trailers that they're going to play just the following day. So in a lot of cases, that's a better way to go if you just want to see the movie. It's weird. Sometimes they'll show the whole slew of trailers. And then a lot of times you'll go in and it'll be like an intro from the director or the stars or whatever. And they'll say, hey, thanks for coming to the theater to watch our film, blah, blah, blah. We're so excited for you to see it. Now here we go, Masters of the Universe, right? And then it goes dark and then the movie starts. And you're like, oh, holy crap. I don't have to sit through bull crap. So there you go. There you go. Maybe that's, or there's just some theaters that don't do all that. If it's not AMC or Cinemark, you know, a lot of the like privately owned theaters, chains, maybe they're not a chain, maybe they're just a mom and pop. Yeah, they'll only play a couple of trailers, if that. So yeah, but Rob, cinema don't make squat on the movie. It's drinks, food, and adverts. Come on now. Well, the thing is though, a lot of that, and look, that is a big problem, honestly, is that because of these huge budgets that these movies have, they have demanded more upfront from the theater owners. So the theaters turn around and try to make as much money as they can, which means, yeah, the prices go up on a drink. It's $8 for a thing of popcorn, which is crazy. Like I got a popcorn and a drink on whatever movie I went and saw last. Whatever movie that was. And it was $16. $16 for a water and the smallest popcorn they had. $16. It's ridiculous. So part of that is, I mean, think about it. It used to be, and that's one of the things that Tarantino has said many times, is he said the movie theaters aren't the same. It's not the same as the way it used to be, where you could basically go, I mean, you go out to eat or whatever, and then you take the whole family to the theater, and it would be something that everybody could afford. Like even people on the lower end of the classes could go see a movie. But now it's become I don't know, it's become cost prohibitive for a lot of people, and that just sucks. I don't agree with that. Why is it so hot in here? I'm turning it down. So, tell me you and your friends never held your hands up and yelled during the Regal Cinemas roller coaster. Well, here's the problem. We didn't have Regal here. We had AMC and Cinemark, and we had General Cinema, but those were basically our theaters. We didn't have Regal. We have, I think there's one Regal somewhat close to me now, but that was not something that I grew up with. But I mean, yeah, all of the different little trailers or whatever that they would play, we'd have all kinds of, we'd crack jokes. Those were the days, man. It was so much fun. I love seeing Coca-Cola ads and commercials and lame movie trivia and trailers. It gives me time to take a 34-minute nap before the film. Well, the thing is the more that you go see them, if you go to the theater a lot, it becomes annoying when you're, especially like, there was last year, there was like almost like a month and a half where I was going every week to the theater. Every Thursday I was going to see a movie and coming home and reviewing it. And it got annoying because I saw the same trailers over and over and over, the same commercials over and over and over. And it's just like, and it just becomes a beating. So I don't know. If you want to take a nap before a film, great. But I don't like that kind of stuff. Rest in peace, Donald Gibb. I'm not sure I know who Donald Gibb is. Gibb. Donald Gibb. Oh my gosh. 27 minutes ago. I did not know this. Revenge of the Nerds actor Donald Gibb, dead at 71. Well, I mean, it's very sad, but thank you, Grim Raider, for letting me know. Hey man, that guy's been in a lot of different movies. I mean, of course, Revenge of the Nerds, but he says he was in Bloodsport. I don't remember that. Well, yeah, bunch of Revenge of the Nerds. There was another movie that I remember him from. Let's see. I'm not sure, but hey, rest in peace, Donald Gibb. Absolutely. And Movie High Club's here. Welcome, Movie High Club. Top 3 Predator movies. That would be Predator. I mean, that's no question. You know, this is tough because I haven't seen all the Predator movies in a while. Like, I love the first Predator. I've seen that multiple times. That's another one of those, that's like a Touchstone movie for me. Not Touchstone, the movie studio, but it's a Touchstone. It's a key movie for me, you know, because that movie is one that I used to watch frame by frame and watch and see how things were done, how things were edited. It was one of those things where I was a nerd about that one. So I've seen Predator so many times. It's the best one by far, no question. The difference is, what do you value? You know, so like Predator 2, of course, has, you know, Danny Glover and Gary Busey, and it's an interesting movie, not great. In fact, I remember hating that movie simply because I hated the Predator design. Because they changed the Predator design and the animatronics in the face looked terrible. And I for the longest time I completely discounted that movie. Watching it again, I say probably 5-10 years ago. I don't know when. But I did watch it again and was like, it's not a bad movie. But I think I actually like Predators, the one with Adrian Brody and Topher Grace, and the one where they're like a bunch of different bad guys on a planet. I actually like that movie a lot, but I don't remember it very well. So just because of recency bias, I'd have to put Prey and Predator Badlands above it. But I don't know. I'm not 100% on that. But I loved Prey and Predator Badlands. So, yeah. Um there you go. And then best 3 Aliens movies, that would be Alien, then Aliens, and then now here's where I go off. Like, do I say Alien 3 or do I say Prometheus? Because I love Prometheus. Warts and all, I love that movie. I'm going to say Prometheus. I'm unsubbing Deadwood is amazing. Look, Justin, again, listen to me. Listen to me for a second. I walked out of Maverick with Mel Gibson, Jodie Foster, James Garner, right? It's a good movie. I mean, I don't know if you'd call it a great movie, but it's a good movie. But I walked out of it at the time because it just didn't hit me right. And maybe Deadwood is one of those that if I watched it in the right frame of mind, I would get into it. But right now, I've got a lot of other things that I'm like committed to watching. Like I have a stack. You've seen them. You saw that when the last Criterion sale, there were a ton of movies that I got. I'm committed to getting to those and watching those. So maybe Deadwood down the road, maybe. And Seven said, I love Deadwood, but I never understood why every character's favorite curse word was Xakur. Was that a popular word in the Old West? I'm not sure. College football for Genesis from Billy. There you go. You should buy Justin Yates' album so you have a monkey-covered box that holds 54 case Game Boy games, even more uncased. There you go, Rufus. Absolutely. I love The Black Hole, but for a movie that came out in 79, you can tell it was made under Disney's old studio system because it looks like a 60s era movie. Seventh, that was a movie that for some reason, I think I was young enough that I didn't mind that the effects weren't 100% up to scratch. It may be because that I had toys of Bob and Vincent. I had little toys of them. And of course, dude, Maximilian. Scary. For a kid, I think that's part of why I like that movie so much, is because it scared me as a kid. But I like that movie. But I mean, granted, watching that movie now, it's like, wow, that movie, wow. Young Robert Forster. I mean, it's a fun movie. It's a fun movie. Yes, an unbuilt Lego. Yes, that's true. That's true too. Listen, Rufus, I'm sell toys. I don't know what that means. I thought Dune came out last year. No. Dune came out in 2020, right? Yeah. Well, Rufus, I mean, I'm not saying that you can't say it, but don't expect me to say it. Because I just, like I said, I don't. And I don't agree that just because a person gets elected suddenly gives you the right to say whatever you want. No, there are still consequences for what you say. Which is one of the things that irritated me so much that night when he won. It was like, that's not what that means, you idiot. It doesn't mean that you can just say whatever you want now. No. There's still consequences for the things that you say. There's still accountability. It still happens. But anyway. But here's the thing. Okay, Rufus? Bucho got on to me for using that word years ago. And I said, what do I care? But then I started, the more that I thought about it, and especially after all of my stuff, all my health stuff. There was a newfound, what do you call it? I just realized that there's differences in opinion. Just like I'm not a religious person. You will never hear me say a bad thing about a Christian or Muslim or whatever you believe. I'm all for live and let live. Now, if you come after me and you start trying to, just or you're saying that I'm going to go to hell or whatever, I will fight back. But I'm not going to attack. And that's the thing that I hate about all of the agnostic / atheist stuff that is on, everywhere. It's basically their videos almost to try to make people feel stupid. And they talk really demeaning to people. No. The way that you have a conversation is you open up a dialogue. You don't just immediately go for the throat and attack. If somebody says, hey, guess what? You're wrong and you're an idiot, and here's why. Do you think they're going to sit there and listen to it? Like they're going to go, oh my God, I'm an idiot. Well, tell me why. I'm so stupid. Enlighten me, wise one. No, it doesn't work that way. You have a dialogue. You try to figure out things. You try to ask questions, probing questions, but that takes time. That takes effort. Nobody wants to do that anymore. That's why we're in trouble in the world today. It's because nobody can admit when they're wrong. Nobody can have a dialogue without getting all butthurt about stuff. Anyway, I went off on a tangent. I'm sorry. Welcome to Order 42, where sometimes I say things. But yeah, everybody needs to calm down and learn to debate. And that, if you want somebody to listen to your point of view, you don't start off by going, hey, idiot. No. Anyway. I just listen sometimes, Rob, and fall asleep halfway through or watch the replay. Wrong time zone and get loads on these last few months. I think I understand what you're saying, and I understand you are in the old UK Europe place over there across the sea. I get it. I understand. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. See, there you go. Chris said, Rob, a good chunk of the older black and white movies you reviewed, I have never seen and probably won't. Yeah. But see, the thing is like, again, it's almost like trying to build a database of a bunch of different kinds of movies. And it would just be cool. Like for example, I've told this story many times, but Roger Ebert was that guy for me. He was that guy that no matter what movie I watched, for the most part, I could type in such and such, whatever movie, Roger Ebert review. It would pop up, and then all of a sudden, I'm reading Roger Ebert's words on what he thought of that movie at that point. And I can read those words. And a lot of times will help contextualize what I think of the movie. And I love that. So that's kind of what I wanted, is I wanted to be able to do a review on whatever. It doesn't have to be something that came out yesterday. It can be a movie that came out 20 years, 30 years, 100 years ago. And if somebody looks it up, they can go, oh, let's see what Rob thinks about it. And hopefully, maybe they get into the habit of doing that. And maybe they'll do a search. And maybe I'll come up again. And maybe they can read, they can watch that review. And that's what's really strange is that some of my reviews on older movies get tons more views than recent releases. The review that I did for At Close Range, which was from 1986, Sean Penn, Christopher Walken. The Madonna video, Live to Tell. I don't know if you remember that video from back then. It's from that movie. But yeah, that video keeps getting views and keeps getting comments. It's so weird. And yet, a movie that came out last week, nobody's talking about it. Nobody cares. They're not talking about it anymore. Nobody's talking about Project Hail Mary anymore. At least not on my review. But it's it's the love of movies, and that's kind of what I like. And hey, if you don't watch them, it's no big deal. I try to watch your vids, but I know if I don't watch it all, it hurts you. I can watch them all though. I'll start. Again, that's not necessary. It's not why I do what I do. I don't do it for views or money or anything like that. Of course, if one were to watch all of the movies or all of the reviews I did, all the videos I did from start to finish, hit like and subscribe and share and all that crap, all that stuff does help. Yes, of course. But if a video doesn't do well, I'm like, eh. I mean, it used to hurt my feelings at the beginning. You know, when I first would put out a video and I'd put like so much time and effort into it. And then nobody would watch it. And I'm like, now I don't care. If I put out a video, I'm like, oh, that one did well. Wow. Like Blades of the Guardians. That Chinese movie that came out in February. I thought, yeah, this one's not going to do well. And it's like, I think it's my #1 video of the year right now. Is Blades of the Guardians. And it's part of it is because it's a shorter video. Number 2, I'm really passionate about it because I loved it. In fact, seek out Blades of the Guardians any way you can. It's a freaking amazing martial arts film. Much better than Mortal Kombat. Just saying. If you're into martial arts, that is. Yeah. And maybe that's it. I will watch a review because I enjoy listening to your opinion on films. See, Chris? And that's the thing that I like people that, for example, Dan Morell is one of those people that I can listen to him talk about a movie. And even if it's a movie that I don't care about, I like listening to his take on it. I also like Jeremy Jahns too, but a lot of people, you know, maybe he's a little too high strung for them or whatever. Chris Stuckman, same as well, but especially like if I've watched Dan Morell and Jeremy Jahns and then Chris Stuckman puts one on a couple of hours later, I might not watch the Chris Stuckman one because I've already watched the other two. And I'm like, okay, I'm done thinking about that movie that I don't care to see anyway, you know? So I don't know. But anyway, I'm not begging for views or anything like that. I'm just saying I make these videos. And I know that there are going to be videos that I make that aren't going to appeal to you specifically every single time. And that's fine. That's fine. I do this for fun. I come hang out because you're my only friend besides my son who could sit and talk about movies for hours and not get bored. Man, that's me. I am a movie dork. Oh, that's weird. I don't always agree, but that's the fun of talking about movies and art in general. Exactly. Exactly, Chris. Exactly. If you review my new album via video, your channel will absolutely blow up. Rufus will 100% watch it. Well, Justin, that may be true. That may be true. But, in fact, we still haven't actually talked about my thoughts on your album. I mean, I've talked like basics, but yeah. I'll just say this. If you're into lyrics and you're into, if you've got like, especially like if you're into the, like that No Room, what is it? No Room for Squares? Is that I can't remember the album, the John Mayer album. There's definitely a John Mayer sort of vibe to it. But yeah, I enjoyed listening to your stuff. Very, like folk singer, storyteller kind of vibe, but mixed with a guitar John Mayer kind of vibe to it. And I would say, give it a shot. Give Justin a shot. JustinYates.com. Give him a shot. So yeah. Phil said, wait. Okay, wait. Phil said, listen, you lot. Do you like John Woo movies? Well, I just bought Hardboiled on 4K limited edition, and in June, his masterpiece, Bullet in the Head, arrives on 4K. Just rewatched The Mummy yesterday on 4K. That movie is stupidly fun still. I think the movie is that's one of those movies that I watched a lot. The Mummy is a fun film, for sure. I have seen Hardboiled. In fact, I own it digitally. I'll say this. I like John Woo a lot. I don't need to own the big bad special editions of his movies. I just don't. So I bought a collection digitally that has like a lot of movies from that time period, and it includes all the ones, like all the ones. That includes his Better Tomorrow and the sequels and all kinds of stuff. Hard Boiled, Bullet in the Head, The Killer, um, and then it also includes like Chinese Ghost Story and all that kind of stuff. Right? I'm good. I'm good with that. But for those who are fans, yeah, those sets are pretty damn cool. Pretty damn cool. And The Mummy is one of those movies that I watched so many times that I still have never bought anything above the DVD. I have the DVD. Oh, it's on the other side. I have the DVD of it, but I saw it so many times that I kind of got sick of it. But I really enjoy it. What's Al Pacino's three worst films? Well, there's one where, and I don't remember this one. There's one where he's an Adam Sandler movie. Pretty sure that one's bad. Righteous, I think it was called Righteous Kill with De Niro. That was terrible. Absolutely terrible. And then other than that, I really don't know. All the Al Pacino movies that I own are classics. Like absolute freaking classics. You know, they're badass. I never saw Cruising. That's a William Friedkin movie. I never saw that one. Of course, Injustice for All is great. Serpico is pretty good. You know what? This might piss some people off. I don't care. No, I do care. I'll say this. I'm not going to say it's one of his worst films, but I dislike Scarface. I don't think it's that good. And I don't understand why people go nuts over that movie. Like, I just don't think it's that good. It's fine. And maybe it's one of those that got built up so much that when I finally got around to seeing it, I was like, what's the big deal? It's fine. Like, I don't hate the movie, but I don't really care for it. Like, it's fine. It's mid. Like, totally mid for me. And like, oh, I want to be just like all the you know, the wannabe rappers and stuff. Would be like, I don't just want to be like Scarface. You want to die? You want to die? I mean, I guess spoiler alert for a 43-year-old movie, but he wasn't a good. He wasn't even good at what he did. Yeah, he lucked into everything. I mean, sure, he worked hard, and basically he's dead. So, is that what you want? I don't know. I couldn't get it. But anyway. So yeah, I don't know. Lou, welcome. My theater, it's at least 25 to 30 minutes of trailers. In fact, it even says on the AMC website that you can expect movies to start 25 to 30 minutes after the start time because of the trailers and commercials. And then Seven said, I went to see MK2 with my son Saturday. I felt 17 again, going to see Demolition Man or some other piece of fantastic cheese. I love deep cinema, but it's the cheese that keeps my inner kid alive. Yeah, see, like for me, what made me kind of lose it, I don't know what this, and I've talked about this so many times, and I want to try to come up with a better term for it, but it's called the disconnect point for me. It's a point where you go, okay, I no longer care. It's a point in the movie where you disconnect from the spell that's being cast. For example, for a lot of people, it's when Luke throws the lightsaber over his shoulder in The Last Jedi. At that moment, people disconnected from it and they just picked apart the rest of the movie instead of allowing the magic to happen. For me, Mortal Kombat was exactly the same way. There was something that happened that made me go, oh, this is just ridiculous. And there really isn't any stakes. But you also have to understand, I'm a basic bitch when it comes to Mortal Kombat as far as like the fan level. Like, sure, I know all the characters because I've played all the games. I played a lot of the games up through. Well, probably up through 3. But wasn't like basically into the lore or anything, but I think it was something. I don't know. I don't know what it was. But at some point in the movie, I went, "Oh, this is ridiculous. This is not for me." And it made me not care about anybody else except for Katana. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy that that worked for you, and it worked for a lot of people. I mean, the fact that it got number 2, and that Devil Wears Prada 2, which is surprising everyone. Well, some people. The fact that Mortal Kombat 2 did as well as it did, $38 million. I mean, sure, it's not up to, what they projected, but it's doing pretty well. I'd say a lot of people are enjoying that one. So I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Me, I was left with a very big. Okay. And I didn't say this in my review, and it's something that I wanted this. I remember on the way home, I said, I got to say this. I have to say this in my review. And I didn't. And I regret it, because it is the number one reason, not number one reason, but it is a reason why the movie didn't quite work for me.
Do you like David Lynch movies?
Oh boy. Who was that? Who was that? Okay, everything just refreshed. Wesley Van. Oh boy, do I. I will get to that. Once I get caught up, I will get to that. But oh yeah. Oh yeah. I need to get caught up for sure. For sure. What was I saying? Why didn't they play the Mortal Kombat theme in the movie? Why wasn't there a place where you had some of the original soundtrack? Because look, you can say what you like, but if you were in the middle of it and it's all quiet, and then all of a sudden, Scorpion's all there in the way that he's supposed to be, and all of a sudden, the freaking dun 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 dun, come on, you would have lost your mind. Or if Johnny Cage, something Johnny Cage was doing, and then all of a sudden Test Your Might comes on, or whatever. Dude, why? Why was that? Hey, Rufus, thank you. Man, thank you for the support, sir. I'm sure it'll come up eventually, but thank you, man. Holy crap. I appreciate that. But you know what I mean? Like, why didn't they play this thing? Why didn't they play any of the music? The classic music. I guarantee you, I would have enjoyed it more if they would have leaned into that a little bit more. They didn't. It's like, damn it. Anyway. Turn on the fan, and what's the vape flavor for tonight? Well, unfortunately, there are no flavors to pick from, because I have been vaping a lot less over the last week because I've been coughing a lot. So yeah, I do have a vape in here, and this is the strawberry and peanut butter one. But I haven't vaped a whole lot, just because of that, because it makes me cough more, which means it hurts my back. So I haven't been vaping a whole lot. But yeah. Filbert, welcome, sir. Yeah, I go to the movies like 20 minutes after showtime now. It's like 30 minutes of ads and trailers. I used to enjoy some of the trivia and movie news like 20 years ago. Yeah, me too. Now they have like one trivia that is the same thing for 6 months. Yeah. Yeah. And the answer is always the same. The answer is Footloose. Yeah. I don't know. The trivia news is now just local ads. I know. It sucks. Rest in peace, Bloodsport. He was Jackson in it. Bloodsport actor, not Revenge of the Nerds. And then Ito Rama said, isn't that the guy from Bloodsport? Yeah. Damn, I loved Ogre. Sad now. Best cross eyes in the biz. My favorite bodyguard from the movie Grind. I really love the new Predator. Had a great time with it. Yeah, 7th. I mean, I thought, to me, Prey and Predator Badlands are as close to at least the spirit of what it means, the Predator and everything. I just really enjoyed both of them. And the thing is like, oh, she's just in Prey. Everybody was like, oh, she's just a girl. How's a girl gonna be? She used her brains, just like Arnold did. Because when it comes to a predator, I don't care how badass you are. I don't care how manly you are. You're no match. You have to use your brains. And that's why I liked Prey so much, because it showed that, and it was so cool. But anyway, I also like the Killer of Killers, which was on wherever that was. Was that on Netflix? I think. But it was a animated thing that was awesome. So if you haven't seen that and you're a Predator fan, I mean, you kind of have to be into animation. But man, I'll say this: there is a section that isn't quite as good as the other sections, but it's still worth going through it if you're a Predator fan. So you should do it. Lou said random, but saw Marty Supreme. Damn, that was a good movie. That is another movie that's on my list, but I just haven't gotten around to seeing it. Didn't I watch? You just made me think of something. I thought I watched something random the other day and didn't write it down. Well, maybe I'll think of it. But I just know because I was looking at HBO and Amazon and all the different Hulu and all those. Oh, that's what it was. Is because I put on Hulu, I put a bunch of movies in my queue. Put in Secret Agent, Send Help, Sentimental Value. Of course, those Sentimental Value and Secret Agent were up for actor awards and Academy Awards and stuff. But Send Help is Sam Raimi's film. Heard it was really good, and I just didn't get around to seeing it. But yeah. So yeah, I haven't seen anything, I guess. But Marty Supreme is definitely on my list over on HBO Max. Because it's on HBO Max right now. You did the chopper. Predators is actually really good. Yeah, I liked it. I just don't remember it. I've only seen it once. Because I never owned that one. Predator, of course, I've owned. In fact, that's still the only... No, I have Prey in 4K. And again, this is one of those things where I kind of feel like I need to do a video about it. Because I feel like buying recent releases on 4K isn't as fulfilling as an older film. And it's because the special features are usually pretty bare bones and not very interesting. But Predator Badlands might be different because it might have some special features. But anyway, man, I gotta get caught up here because I gotta get to these. Predators was good. I didn't see Prey. You should see Prey. Prey is cool. Now again, it's one of those where a lot of people get mad that it's a woman, but she uses her brain and it's awesome and it's great and it's so much fun. I wish they had they were never going to do this, but I wish that everything was in, is it Navajo? They did an alternate audio track where it's the Navajo language, like dubbed in Navajo with subtitles. But I wish they had the balls to just do the whole thing in Navajo with subtitles. I think that would have been great, but they didn't do that. But yeah, I think it is Navajo, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken because I'm mistaken a lot. But I like the movie though. You should watch it. I haven't seen Predator 2 in so long. I don't know how good or bad it is. Yeah, that one is one of those where it's better than I remembered. Or better than I'd had in my head because I was so angry about how bad the Predator design looked. Because it was all like twitchy and it just looked bad. In comparison to Stan Winston's work in the first movie, it looks terrible. It looks comical. It looks bad. But the movie itself is actually not bad. But it's still not my favorite one or anywhere close. So I don't mind AVP, but the second AVP was horrible. AVP is actually my top 3. I can't stand the Alien vs. Predator movies. Because both of them, all of them, they break the lore of one or the other, or both. I thought the Alien vs. Predator was just, God, it was not good. I just didn't like it. And again, I mean, art hits everybody differently, but I couldn't stand that one. A lot of Old West swears historic shows and movies don't use. Wait, a lot of Old West. A lot of Old West. Gosh, I'm trying to. Oh. A lot of Old West swears historic shows and movies don't use. A lot of Old West swears historic shows and movies don't use because they sound so silly to us now. Gotcha, man. That sentence was like, it was hard for me to pick apart, but I get what you were saying. That it's kind of like, and this is one of those things where, man, people are all they're ready to hate. People are just ready to hate these days. So, the latest trailer of the Odyssey, right? It shows Elliot. Elliot, whatever. I'm blanking on the name. But shows them in the movie, and people are like picking apart everything. It's like, he says dad in the trailer. That takes me out of it. They wouldn't say dad back then. Okay. Hey, you know. But anyway. Yeah, I get that too, but some of it's a little ridiculous. And that's the thing about HBO a lot in general, is that, like, even though HBO has a kind of a reputation for being like one of the best when it comes to storytelling and series and all that kind of stuff, one of the things that HBO used to do, and I don't know if they do so much anymore because I haven't watched some of the current shows, but one of the things they do is that they just throw in, curse words or nudity or whatever, just because they can. And it's meant to sort of titillate. And what it does is it does exactly the opposite. It takes me out of it. It's sort of like The Sopranos would just show random nudity. I mean, sure, yeah, their place was in the back, the back of the strip club or whatever. But you didn't need to have full frame on a lady's chest and then show them walking in, and then the lady, as they're walking through, you see the stripper there. That is one thing, but focusing in on it like the way they used to do. And then Game of Thrones is the same way, where it was just like, okay, this nudity there's no point to it. It's literally there to try to, whatever. It's terrible. So for me, that's kind of how, I wonder if Deadwood is a victim of that sort of thinking of, we can say anything we want. Well, let's just throw in some of the worst words that we can't say when we're over on, NBC or whatever. I just don't get that. But anyway, I had fun with AVP, and I loved how the alien looked in that movie, and also the Predator. I don't remember how they looked. I remember there was a Predator. It may have been Alien versus the Alien versus Predator movie, where I thought the Predator looked pretty cool, but the story was just, I just remember the story being so bad. I don't know. I don't remember. It's been a long time. I wrote off the Alien versus Predator movies. I wrote off The Predator, the one that was actually directed by Shane Black. Heard that one was terrible, and I said, how could it be terrible? It's Shane Black. And I watched it, and I was like, wow, that was bad. The weird thing is, Requiem, as bad as it is, has some of the coolest effect shots. And I actually interviewed the guy that did those effect shots, which is kind of weird. It's like, wow, I'm getting to interview the guy that, anyway. So yeah, let's not get political. Language evolves and some words just turn distasteful. Yeah. I heard someone that they didn't make a fifth Alien movie with Sigourney and Ridley Scott at the helm. I'm not sure what went on there. They shelved that Alien 5 for AVP instead. Dude, there are so many what if scenarios. There was an idea It was I can't remember the guy's name. Is it Neil Blomkamp? I think so. Whatever his name is. I bet if I do Alien, oops, Alien. Oh my god. Oh my god. Alien Neil. Yeah. There was this. So Neil Blomkamp had an Alien 5 concept where it would basically kind of like an alternate universe and Hicks would be back. So it would basically take place in an alternate universe after Aliens. And I don't know what happened to that, but yeah, there's all kinds of those. Rob, just want to let you know that I subscribe and watch your channel because your knowledge and passion for the craft. Keep grinding, sir. Your channel will continue to grow. Thank you, Grim. I appreciate that. And again, it's like, I don't know, man. I'm like, I just do what I do. And if people like it, cool. Like, for example, I make videos that I know that I am proud of and I like. You know, like I'm very excited for this week because and because I feel I'm not sick. I'm going to do the James Bond what do you call it? The James Bond ranking video this week. And I'm like, man, I hope I can make this entertaining because I have a lot to say and I think it'll be fun to actually go through every Bond film and rank them and all that kind of stuff. And I don't even know how it's going to turn out. Like, I don't even know how they're going to end up being ranked. I just know that I'm going to have to talk it out and think about it as we're doing it. And you're going to hopefully see my thought process, and that's going to be fun to do. So hopefully, you know, you're into that. And if you're not, hey, we'll catch you on the next one. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. Just catch you on the next one. I watched for the Order 42 Tangents and responded to chat 30 minutes ago. Thank you, Filbert. That's very kind of you to say. And accurate. Because I still haven't got caught up to the whatever's the things, the donations. But that's how it works. For some reason, I wish that Vin Diesel could have made it in the Aliens movie. I feel like Riddick could have made it. Ooh, that would have actually been interesting. I like Pitch Black. I own Pitch Black, but the second one is kind of like not so good, and then the third one was even worse. Rufus, you need to calm down, sir. You need to calm down. I appreciate you, but you need to calm down. But thank you. Thank you again. Awesome. I watch Order 42 for the 42 shows. Yeah, I think Riddick could have been a really interesting. But what is Pitch Black? Pitch Black Studio. Oh, there's actually a company called Pitch Black Studio. Oh, Pitch Black Riddick. Isn't it Universal? Polygram released by Universal. So that would have been a problem. Because it's kind of like it's not as much like Marvel like crossing over with DC, but when you have a Universal owned IP and then a Fox owned IP, to have them work together is tough. Interesting though. I'd honestly never thought about that. That's an interesting. That could have been interesting. 30-minute chat lag is the Order 42 way. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I like Aliens 3 and Resurrection to be honest, more than I like Alien. That's just me. Aliens is a masterpiece. I mean, there's a lot of movies that are like that, you know? Some will hit people more than others. To me, growing up, I'd probably say the same thing. I probably would have said that Aliens is the masterpiece. But man, the more I've seen Alien, I like the way that it's shot more. I like the way that it's edited more. I like the lean storytelling. There's not a wasted frame. I mean, you could probably say the same thing about Aliens too. But there's something really clean about Alien that I just love it. I love that movie so much. And man, just how horrific that initial chest bursting scene is. So good. I don't know, man. I love it. But I'm not going to say anything about that, dude. You love Aliens. You just keep on loving Aliens. And Alien 3 and Resurrection are fun movies too.
Fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh my gosh, Rufus. Sir?
That's fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi.
So you can't see this because, of course, I don't know if you know this, but my Streamlabs has been broken for months. Because
fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Streamlabs stopped basically supporting Mac.
That's fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Like on a regular level, it keeps going off. That's Ewan McGregor saying that's
fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see if it'll actually give me the names. Okay, Rufus the Red gifted a membership to Katana Pop, Professor _ Prof _ Calypso, Sean Cruz 6561, Chowder 2839, and Flob 8862. And then he just did 5 more. Rufus, dude, thank you. But wow, I'm not even going to try to pronounce some of these. Yuki to Benjamin, Poke John, Captain Drakestar, and the Tackle Locker. Dude, Rufus, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Holy crap. Wow. But thank you. And it's going to go off again. I used to have 2 of Ebert's annual review books that had every review he'd written autographed by him and Siskel. Found them in a used bookstore. Wow. That's cool. That's really cool. It's interesting you're Phil, this is really cool. Interesting. Interesting your approach to collecting movies, Rob. My collection, which is at present nearly 1,000 DVDs, Blu-rays, 4Ks, I call it my pure personal curation. Silly? Maybe not. That's my approach. And aside from Bullet in the Head, I picked the original Turtles trilogy on 4K. And why? Because I want to see them in the cinema in the 90s with friends, and I found a Vincent Price movie on Blu-ray for £1, The Raven, odd comedy movie. Phil, that's exactly what I've come to. You know, I just recently turned 50. And one of the things that I realized is that for a long time, I was buying movies just because. Oh, that's on sale. Bam. I've never seen it. Bam. Let's get it. And I realized that I had too many movies that I just didn't like. I didn't care for. And I started to realize that I didn't need myself. I didn't need one of those rooms that was just, you know, you've seen them online, you've seen them, you know, different videos or whatever, just a whole room where it's just shelving all over the room and there's movies everywhere. And yeah, that's cool if you're a video store. I'm not a video store. I just want to buy and own the movies that I love. Now, of course, being in the Criterion as I am, that's a weird little offshoot because sometimes I'll buy a Criterion movie unseen just because I want to see it and end up not liking it. For example, Altered States the other day. I put it up on the shelf and it's one of those movies that I'll probably never watch that movie again. But I'm glad that I watched it. It's one of those that I'm glad I watched it. Probably didn't need to own it. So what will probably end up happening once I finish putting everything on the shelf, which actually is probably only a few months away, which is crazy to say because I've been doing those shorts forever. What I'll probably end up doing is I'll probably end up going through my collection and then either giving away or selling the movies and selling for a reasonable price the movies that I don't need to own. For example, Altered States will be one of those movies that I'll probably never watch again. I don't need to have it in my collection for what? For me to say, ooh, I own Altered States. Who cares? I only want to own movies that I will want to watch again. Whether I do or not remains to be seen. But I'm not that guy that just buys it all. So I believe in curation, personal curation of movies. And yeah, there are going to be movies like the original Turtles trilogy. You might have seen all those in the theater, but guess what? In my opinion, only the first one. I like the first one. I like the first one. Don't love it. I like the first one. Second one. And again, that's all you. but you're owning it for a reason. There are movies like that for me. Think of one. Let's think of one. Okay. Here's one that not everybody will agree with. I don't think Willow is a great movie, but I own it because I loved it as a kid. And that's a movie that I could see myself watching again. So I own Willow on Blu-ray. Yeah, I don't know. There's a 4K. I don't need the 4K. I got the Blu-ray. That's fine. I don't need it to look any better. I don't need to see any more special features. I got it. I got it on Blu-ray. I'm fine with that. All of those freaking those sets that I have, the Shaw Brothers sets, I might have to get rid of some of those. But here's the problem. In every single box, there's at least 2 movies that I like. So I may not be able to get rid of them. But that's one of those things where, holy crap, I probably didn't need to buy all those. I'm not doing that anymore. Because, man, they keep coming out with them, and those are, $100 a pop. It's tough. But anyway, I believe in a personal curation. I don't believe that you should just buy everything, and I don't believe that you should buy something for any kind of clout. There are people that buy movies just because it's like, oh, I have the latest Second Sight movie, and it's sealed, and it's going to stay sealed. And it's like, why? Are you a video store? Are you a retailer? Because if you don't want to personally watch it, I don't understand why you're buying it. It's also why I decided I wasn't going to just buy every Lego set. Like, I don't know if you've seen this Minas Tirith. It's freaking cool. It is freaking cool. Look at that. Look at that crap. Look at that crap. Here, let me get rid of my stupid face for a second. Gandalf on Shadowfax. You've got Faramir with the orange hair, Aragorn in the center, King Aragorn, Arwen. You've got 4 guards. You've got Denethor in the middle there holding tomatoes. Are you kidding me? And Pippin in his Gondorian guard, whatever. But Gandalf on Shadowfax, are you kidding me? That's awesome. That's so cool. Look at that thing. It's huge. The problem is, I don't know if I'm going to buy it. And it's not because of the price. June 4th, $650. But look at the, where's the, okay, it actually comes with Grond. I don't know if you saw this, but it comes with 2 different, here, I can get rid of my stupid face again. It comes with 2 orcs and Grond. The thing that, hits the walls and stuff. So that will come free with the purchase. Where's the other? There's a really interesting, nope. There it is. So look at this image. It shows that from the back, it lifts off and there's multiple levels, like little play sets, little areas of interest or whatever. The problem is this is going to sound stupid. The reason that I don't know if I'm going to buy this is because I don't know if I like the scale of it. If you look at it from the front, that is, here, look at it from the front. That is totally not to minifigure scale. Because look, if you look at the very, very top, you've got the spire there, but you've got the Tree of Gondor. It's like this big. Your minifigs are this big. So that is not to scale. That is not to minifigure scale. And that bugs me. Of course, to minifigure scale, this would be 100,000. There's no way that they could build Minas Tirith and release it the way that it's supposed to look with that design. There's no way to build it to scale. But that means that I don't need it. I don't know. Is that weird? It's probably weird. But anyway, curate your collection and buy it for you. That's it. I mean, there's a part of me that wishes that I bought the Dawn of the Dead second sight release that goes for like $500-$600 on eBay or whatever, however much it is now. It's probably more than that now. But it's a huge set with a whole bunch of stuff. Guess what? I don't even like Dawn of the Dead. I don't even know if I've seen all of Dawn of the Dead, honestly. But the set is so freaking cool. How many times have I bought a set for a movie that I don't like? I've done it a few times. I did it for Drive. But the weird thing is now that I've seen Drive a few times, there are things that I really like about it, even though I don't 100% like the movie. So that one I'd keep. But anyway, curate. Personal curation. And I'm cool with that. I think that's the way to go. If you don't like Justin Yates, then F you. Why are you so angry today, Rufus? So many cursing and words. No, he's not being serious. He's not being serious. Everybody's kidding around. I don't like Scarface at all, mainly because I find his Cuban accent to be fake as hell. Same opinion on Carlito's Way. Yeah, I don't like Carlito's Way that much either. I think, again, both of them are fine. They're fine. They're not, like, neither one comes to Godfather status for me. Neither one comes close. Neither one comes close to Heat for the same reason. Because I just don't, even though I would even say that his character, Vincent Hanna in Heat, is one of the more ridiculous characterizations that Al Pacino's ever done. It's weird. It's kind of like he won the award for Son of a Woman and then basically thought, oh, okay, so I just need to be loud and scream all the time in all my movies and I'll get attention. For Vincent Hanna, it kind of worked. And especially knowing that he was supposed to be addicted to cocaine, you know, the character was supposed to be addicted to cocaine. It actually makes sense. And then, a couple years later, in The Devil's Advocate, he's literally playing the devil. I actually that's a movie that I really appreciate and I really like, but I'll never buy it. I'll never buy it because Dogma's bad enough. You know, it's bad enough to own Dogma in this household because she's religious. I don't want to piss her off. But I loved Devil's Advocate. I thought it was really, really well done. And I actually like his performance in it. And Keanu Reeves is actually pretty good in it. And Charlize Theron. My God. But anyway. Yeah. Never owned that movie. So there you go. Am I the only one who likes seeing trailers at the movies? Ito, that's the thing. I like seeing trailers at the movies, like 3 or 4. Not 30 minutes worth. And not after I've been sitting here. It feels wrong to me. It feels like you play so many trailers that what's the point of a trailer? Like if you sit for a second, you go, what is the point of a trailer? The point of a trailer is to sell you on the next movie, to get you back into the theater to see that movie. Well, if you show 10 trailers, you're not going to remember most of the trailers. There might be one at the beginning that you go, oh, I really want to see that. By the time the movie's over, you're like, well, now what was the trailer that was so cool? What was the one that we wanted to see? You know what I mean? So the point of a trailer, of course, a big blockbuster movie, yeah, you're probably going to remember that trailer. But the trailer for this little independent film that may be in the same genre of the movie that you're watching, you're not going to remember that. The whole point of a trailer is for you to remember them so that you will come back and watch those. If you go over I would say 5 or 6, you're actually having a lesser effect. It's actually doing damage because you're not remembering any of the movie trailers because there's so many and there's just a jumble of things. It's too much. That's all I'm saying. It's too much. And I also don't believe that once the time that it says on your ticket, you should not be allowed to show me any other commercials. Because now that's my time. It's my time. If I decide to get there, like if it starts at 7 and I get there at 6:45, sure. Show me a Kia Soul commercial. Show me a coffee maker commercial. Show me the local dry cleaner down the street. Whatever. Because guess what? I decided to get there early. That's your time, and I am just taking up space in your theater before the movie starts. But once it gets to 7 o'clock, the time that's on that ticket, now that's my time. Don't waste my time. As Vincent Hanna said in Heat, don't waste my motherfucking time. That's the way I look at it. You're wasting my time now. That's how I look at it. Anyway. I love Scarface and Carlito's Way, but I've seen them so many times. Did you watch the new Running Man? Thoughts? Grim Raider, that's one of the ones that I almost watched this week, but I instead watched another one of these films, which we'll talk about. And then Wesley, I'm finally to your, do I like David Lynch movies? Hell yeah, I do. Now, do I like all of his movies equally? No. I think my favorite David Lynch movie that I've seen so far is probably Lost Highway. That one's really, I like that one a lot. I also like Mulholland Drive. I felt Twin Peaks, Fire Walk with Me, was a little too far, but I still like it. I own that one too on Blu-ray. I don't own the 4K of that. And then I recently watched Blue Velvet for the first time. That one was fine. I get why people like it. I was like, it's pretty good. Not bad. Interesting. Weird, but interesting. Mulholland Drive. It's the second time I watched it. I liked it a lot more the second time. I saw that in the theater on release and didn't get it. Lost Highway, the same thing. And both of those have gone way up in my estimation since seeing them again. But Twin Peaks is really, like I said, I think Twin Peaks, the series, is the gateway, you know? And of course, I've seen The Elephant Man too, and Eraserhead. Eraserhead's just really freaking weird. I don't know if I could say I like that one. But yeah, and I own Dune, the special edition of Dune, which I honestly don't care for, but it's also very compromised. It's not like it's a David Lynch movie, but it's also very compromised from his original, whatever you want to call it. I didn't actually love that. So there you go. I clicked the love button. So thank you. Thank you again for that. But yeah, Running Man, go back to Running Man. It's on my wish list or my watch list. I just haven't watched it yet. I need to watch that one because, I did read the story recently. Blanca doesn't have a beard. I'm out and I'm a beardy guy. From the Street Fighter movie? Because I'll be honest, man. Game-wise, Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, I actually like Street Fighter more. I think Street Fighter the movie looks terrible. I'm probably not going to watch that one because all I'm going to do if I come out of that movie, I'm probably just going to make fun of it. And I don't think the fans deserve that. So I'm not going to watch that one. Cuz I think it looks awful. I did watch the new Running Man, more faithful to the books but definitely not good, very forgettable. See, I've heard that. I suddenly felt inspired to watch a movie because of Order 42, so I'm going to go watch. I'll be back in 2 hours when you read this. Hey, good. Go watch a movie. I like it. And I'm pretty sure it was less than 2 hours ago when you put that. Top 3 video game movies. I had to pull up a list of like top movies because I don't really remember liking a lot of video game films. Oh yeah, Tomb Raider technically, Minecraft. Ready Player One is not a video game movie. It's a movie about video games. It's not based on a video game. Monster Hunter, Freddy's, Super Mario. Free Guy is not based on a video game. Tetris is not based on a video game. Ooh, man, I gotta be honest, man. There's not a whole lot of great movies in here. I'm gonna have to say that my favorite one is probably the Super Mario Brothers movie. Then after that, oof. And here's the thing. I still have never seen a Sonic the Hedgehog movie. And I think most of it is because April said that she wanted to watch it and we never got around to seeing them. So those are movies that I have to not count because I haven't seen them. But I've heard those are actually really good, which would probably make it in my list. I'm going to say it may be like Tomb Raider. And probably the original Mortal Kombat just for fun. But yeah, not a whole lot of them. There's a lot of Resident Evil. Sorry, not for me. House of the Dead, nope. Mario, there's one. To me, the one that came out a couple years ago, not the Galaxy movie. I thought the Galaxy movie wasn't a great movie. Pikachu, I've never seen. He will answer your question in 30 minutes. Yep. That's fine. I know the routine. Thank you, guys. Let me see. Wow, I'm way behind now. Okay. We're going to go. The no MK techno music sounds like studio interference or some meddling. No, because it is the final, it's in the credits. I just don't understand why that wasn't in the movie. That should have made a movie. Did Dan Forden make a cameo in the new MK? You got me. I don't know who that is. They didn't, but the famous Mortal Kombat music is in it. I hate that, like when they refused to use the Donner Superman theme. Well, okay. Not using the Donner Superman theme, I mean, you're talking about John Williams' Superman theme. You have to license that, You have to pay royalties for that. So why would you want to pay royalties for that when you can just write your own score? In a lot of ways, that I understand. But, and honestly, dude, that's one thing that you will never hear me complain about when it comes to the Snyderverse. I loved Hans Zimmer's work on Man of Steel. I thought it was amazing. It's an amazing score. But I mean, it's in the credits. That's the thing. It's only in the credits, and that's kind of annoying to me. Have I watched Dinner in America yet? Still on Hulu? No, I haven't. And again, there's so much stuff that I am way behind on and never watched. I still haven't even started For All Mankind, the latest season of that. And I love that show. I still haven't watched that. Did I watch the director's commentary on The Witch? Yes. He trashes his own film. It's hilarious. It is kind of funny. But there are just things where he wishes he did things differently. And I think any director who's very self-aware is going to say that. Now, Billy didn't. I actually said, man, these are the kind of, like I would ask him a question about something and he would say the answer. And I'm like, that's the kind of thing you need to say in the commentary. He goes, I don't want to trash my own movie. I'm like, okay. So he didn't. HBO's the best. That's why Deadwood is amazing. Deadwood doesn't overuse swear words. We'll see about that. Can't wait for the 007 video. Gonna get the game and stream it all the way through it. Man, I'm so excited for to at least see if the game's gonna be for me. Again, it's got to get in line behind all the other games that I haven't played yet. Deadwood is great to sleep to. They retconned Hicks' death in the Alien Colonial Marines game back in the PS3 area. Not that it was the Dark Horse comic series came out before Alien 3. So that's what was weird is I'd already read the Dark Horse comic series that takes place, 8-10 years later. Already read a whole story with Hicks and Newt. And then Alien 3 starts and I'm like, what? But again, I'm that guy. I am that guy that when someone does something that kills off a character or whatever, I'm like, oh, really? Okay. What are you going to show me? And that's why, again, Last Jedi, it was the same thing. When he throws that lightsaber over his shoulder, I was like, oh, what is this now? See, I was intrigued by that. I wasn't turned off by it. Some people were, a lot of people were turned off by that. That's not my Luke. Fluke Starbucker. Or, what do they call him? Fluke Skywalker? Is that what, I think that's what Mark Hamill said. And I gave my thoughts on that too. I think Mark Hamill is the last person that anyone should listen to when it comes to the creation of, or whatever. When it comes to character development, you shouldn't talk to an actor. It's just my opinion. Because actors aren't storytellers. They're actors. I'm not saying that they're all puppets. But when it comes to a character, you should listen to, I don't know, a writer. That's my opinion. New Aliens game coming out. Oh, I know. I've heard of it, but I haven't looked into it. I love Pitch Black and Riddick. I don't think you're old enough for it yet. Chronicles of Riddick was fun. It's fun, but it's also like, there was something about it that just felt off. Like Pitch Black was a certain kind of film, and then Riddick turned in, and I know it's probably Vin Diesel saying, I want to be a star. So everything has to be how cool this character is, and that's what the movie felt like. But yeah, I like the characters more in Aliens than in Alien. Shozama, welcome. Good to see you, sir. I can understand that. But to me, Alien feels more real than Aliens does. Aliens feels more like an action film. A fun action film. With, the bad corporate guy and, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Alien felt like a bunch of truckers, space truckers, which is what I liked about it. And I love how, and this is before, everybody learns what Ash is, who Ash is, how much of a, man, just a stuck up little bitch Ash is. I love Ian Holm in his portrayal of Ash. Love it. So I get it. Hicks and Hudson and everybody. Apone, Dietrich. Of course, Dietrich's kind of one note. Spunkmeyer. I know all of them, man. I love that. I do love the movie, and that's another movie that I've almost seen frame by frame because I was watching the editing and stuff. So, A View to a Kill, worst Bond movie. First step of your ranking is done. It's pretty bad. Yeah, it is. It's pretty bad for sure. But I'm going to say this in my review. To start off, I'm going to say, look, there are some good movies. There's some great movies, and there's some not so great movies in the Bond pantheon and all these movies. But every single one, even the worst one, has cool freaking scenes in them. So it's like you can't completely discount all of them. But there you go. Yeah, oh no, Rufus, dude, seriously, crazy. Thank you so much, Rufus, for all of those donation things. Catch up on chat. This is just nicer than stickers. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Willow isn't great. It's effing awesome. It's not the best movie, but it is definitely a movie that is definitely nostalgic for me. And I love it, and I won't talk bad about it. I don't think it's, it's not Lord of the Rings. It's Willow. It's just kind of there. It's fine. It's like a 7.5 out of 10. But it's still fun and I love it and it's nostalgic for me. I collected many things for the year. Slowly started to give away and sell a lot the past few years. Yep. That's a badass set. I'm not sure what set you're talking about. Oh, the Lord of the Rings. Yeah. I get that just for the figurines. I know. I kind of just want the figurines, but we should all pitch in to buy Rob this and then have him YouTube it together on a live stream. Can't do that. Can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it. I wouldn't be able to do it on live on stream because April would punch me in the nuts repeatedly. Like seriously, that's what she would do. You can't build a Lego set without her, and she doesn't want to be on stream. So don't do that. Please don't. Please. Well, of course you can't buy it, but you can't buy it yet. It's just been announced. But yeah, don't do that because number one, we'd have to have a place to put it. Number two, she'd want to build it too. And I couldn't just be like, I'm going to build it on stream. I can't do that. She would know. So let's not start a fight. Let's just not buy it. Minas Tirith is missing a Denethor. It's missing a helmet of fire to wear. I mean, you're not wrong. I don't buy Lego. That Gron looks pretty cool, though. I know, dude, all of it looks cool. But Adam Russell, hey, Rob, today I got the Warner's Archive Blu-ray of Huckleberry Hound and Looney Tune Collector's Vault Volumes 1 and 2. Yeah. Huckleberry Hound is one of those that I would watch when it was on, but I wouldn't seek it out. But Looney Tunes, dude, Looney Tunes and Tom and Jerry, man, I'm all about those. So good call. I'll stick with my Minas Tirith from the DVDs. Hell yeah, Shozama. Are you talking about the bookends or whatever? Because those are cool. Seventh said, if I'm being honest, my favorite Pacino movie is Son of a Woman. It's just kind of comfort food. Yeah, I think it's fine. To me, that's a fine movie. But like when I'm thinking about an Al Pacino performance, I'm probably thinking like Godfather Part 2. But man, Godfather Part 1. Dude, when the change happens, it's so freaking cool. It's so much fun to watch. And the camera knows it. It's the scene when he starts to talk about what he's going to do to the police chief and all that kind of stuff. And the camera is just slowly zooming in on him. If you watch that whole sequence again, it's a beautiful scene. I love it. And then of course, James Caan is like, bada boom and all that stuff, right? Right. And he's like, no, Sonny, it's just business. And it's just like, I love that whole sequence. Man, it's so good. But you also have Heat. I love Heat with the power of 1,000 suns. Maybe not 1,000. Maybe 600 or 700 or so. But I love it. I love Heat. And yeah, there you go. When it comes to Al Pacino, those are my favorites. It would be funny if part of the Minas Tirith set had the little stool for Gimli. Dude, there's so many. I guarantee you, there's so many little things like that because that's how Rivendell was. There were so many little nods to things. It was really cool. I love that stuff. I watched Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. Adam, what did you think of it? Oh, there we go. I liked it. Fun and different time travel movie. That's one I definitely want to see. Is that available anywhere right now? To stream like for free? I find this really weird that I'll spend $500 on a lightsaber, but I'll cheap out when there's a movie that I'm like, is it available for free? Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die is not available to stream anywhere. It's $9.99 to rent, $20 to purchase digitally, and then the Blu-rays and stuff are coming out soon. So I want to see that though. Have I seen the original from 1932? Well, you're asking Star Fox, but Shozama, I have not. I have not seen that. I really enjoyed the new Running Man. Liked it enough to buy a 4K. What about the original Silent Hill? Never seen it. I want Sonic 3, but on sale, which it has not been yet. Big movie freak. What's going on? Lynch's Dune was one of the most amazing looking films I've ever seen to a 10-year-old me back then. I do see all the problems now as a grown up, but nostalgia is what kept me loving it still. And that is, see, that's the thing. We all have whatever glasses we have on. If we have nostalgia glasses for a movie, 100%, I get it. The weird thing is when, like, I can understand having the nostalgia for, like, for me, Cloak and Dagger is a movie that I totally would not have bought the 4K. But since it was given to me by Billy, and then watching it again, I was like, this movie's actually not bad. Kind of crazy that they put kids in danger as much as they did in this movie. And that kid's just running around San Antonio with no parents to worry about and all that kind of stuff. But it was mid 80s. But watching that movie again, I was like, this is actually a pretty good movie. But I can see the cheese. I can feel and see the cheese, but I still appreciate it. But then there's a movie like Howard the Duck that, I'm sorry, as much nostalgia as I have for that movie, I used to watch that movie all the time. I love to watch it. Now I kind of think it was for duck boobies and Leah Thompson. I was that age, right? I was that age. I had a big crush on Leah Thompson, for sure. But man, if you watch Howard the Duck lately, yeesh, that movie is rough. You know what I mean? So I get it. Now, I didn't see Dune, David Lynch's Dune, until much, much later, and don't really care about it. The Last of Us Season 1? Well, that's not a movie. That's a series. The Last of Us completely would have been on my list of favorite video game movies if it was a movie, but it's not a movie. It's a TV series. Completely different. You have so much more time to develop the characters and develop everything. But yeah. Original Mortal Kombat, the original Tomb Raider, because her butler is Rimmer from Red Dwarf, and I really like the original Silent Hill film. Now, I never saw Silent Hill because it's not my kind of game, so I knew that wouldn't be my kind of movie. And I actually really like the original Tomb Raider pretty well, but it is cheesy. The second one was more of the same, but cheesier. Not as great. It's still, man, both of those movies are late 90s, early 2000s. Cheese. It's just cheese. Not a huge fan of those movies, but again, I had to think about all the movies I had seen and the ones that I hadn't. I had fun watching Mortal Kombat 2. Minimal trailers too. They ran out of butter, so skip popcorn. Yeah. I mean, look, if it depends on a lot of things. There are going to be things with Mortal Kombat 2 that, and again, that's why I tried to do the review the way that I did. It's a critic proof type movie. If you're into Mortal Kombat and there are going to be things about that you're just going to like more than me. There are things that you're going to enjoy watching that I'm going to be sitting there going, can we get to the next scene, please? You know what I mean? So, yeah. Fluke Starbucker. Well, Fluke Starbucker was, wasn't that the name of in Hardware Wars? Anyway. Jake Skywalker, that's what he called him. That's what Mark Hamill called him, not Fluke Starbucker. Because Fluke Starbucker is from Hardware Wars. I second Dinner in America, maybe top 5 movie for me. I mean, look, it is on the list. I guarantee you. In fact, here, let me do this. Remind me at 11 a.m. tomorrow to put Dinner in America on the HBO Max list.
Okay. I added put Dinner in America.
Got it. There you go. Went to an Alamo theater for Michael for the first time. Worst movie theater popcorn ever. Ooh, really? No Time to Die was terrible. Ana de Armas was best scene, though. Shozama, I 100% agree with you. I think it's actually maybe the first time in all of Daniel Craig's Bond movies where it actually looks like he's having fun. Because I'm sorry, the idea that James Bond, again, men want to be him. It's kind of the joke of Austin Powers, but men want to be him and women want to be with him. Right? That's James Bond. He's the ultimate fantasy character. He's literally, what everybody wants to be. A secret spy who's good at everything and enjoys hot women and fancy cars and gets a license to kill. I mean, who doesn't want to be that? And who doesn't want to go on adventures like that? And Daniel Craig plays James Bond as if he is annoyed and dismayed because he gets to be the coolest man on the planet. Who wants that? But Ana de Armas' scene is, I will say this, I will keep saying this. What they needed to do, and I'm talking about Amazon, is, of course, do whatever you're going to do. Figure out your thing. Figure out your, whatever you're going to do with James Bond, right? Denis Villeneuve's going to direct the next movie, and hey man, I'm excited about that because I love Denis, right? But damn it. Take that Ana de Armas scene and put her in her own series and spare no expense, but put her in more stories. She is the most interesting character in that movie. Why has that not happened? I'm waiting for the announcement of the Ana de Armas secret agent movie. Go and begin. Willow, the arcade game, is better than the NES game. The movie was goofy. And Justin Yates said No Time to Die was trash. Yeah, I don't like it. Willow is Temu, Lord of the Rings, but Mad Mardigan is Aragorn and Han Solo combined. What's not to love? I mean, you're right. And Willow is one of the few movies where I said, I need to learn how to do that sword move because that's awesome. I had to do it. Can we have her punch you in the nuts on the live stream? No. But thank you for the offer. I don't know. Holy crap, it's almost 10. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to end the poll. 41% said, yeah, you're going to see Masters of the Universe in the theater. 31% said no, maybe on streaming. 28% said no, not at all. We'll see. We'll see how it does, and I'm hoping for the best. Okay, first, I watched Excalibur, the 4K Arrow edition. This movie is not, I said last week, not my favorite King Arthur movie. That would be Sword of the Stone. The problem with this movie is the script is too much. It's too much to take Arthur's whole story. It's too much. But it is really awesome. It does come with a bunch of art cards, which I've shown off before, but I'll show again. Very, very cool art cards. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. Then, it comes with the disc, the feature, the extras, and the bonus disc. The bonus disc has another alternate version of the film, a 120-minute version, TV version, previously unavailable on home video. I did not watch that, but I did watch everything else. It's a fine film. It's a fine film. Here's the booklet with a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, I love King Arthur. I've read many different variations of King Arthur. And yeah, it makes sense that I would buy this book. Oh, I didn't even show you the back of the box. Looks very cool. But yeah, an amazing release from Arrow. And I think for this movie, it's probably the best it's ever going to look. So I would highly recommend it if you're a fan of Excalibur. I like I said, it's the best version of a King Arthur story in live action. But I think it could be done better. I totally think that movie could be done better. The story could be done better. I would have rather, what they should do, if they want to do another King Arthur story and they want to do it right, go from Thomas Mallory, right? You do it as a series. And you do segments, just like the book does. Actually, probably the best way would be to follow Once a Future King, because Once a Future King is awesome. Yeah. Anyway, next on the list, I showed off that I watched Grand Hotel. I watched the rest of these films. Possessed, interesting. It's all right. The Damned Don't Cry. Not bad. But it's the women. The women, Norma Shearer, Joan Crawford, Rosalind Russell. That movie was great. Like, really great. It's my favorite on the whole in this set. Joan Crawford set. It was all women in that movie. And it was great. And it felt like, what it felt like to me was kind of like how, like, even if you're not into like chick flicks, right? You can still watch Steel Magnolias and go, that movie's good, right? That's how The Women was. I really enjoyed it. The Hotel, I can see how people like that because it's got a whole bunch of stars in it, but I just didn't like it as much. And then I watched all of these. All 6 in the Judy Garland collection. Now I'm going to say that, because it goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So Strike Up the Band and Girl Crazy are with Mickey Rooney. Mickey Rooney, the only thing that I'd ever seen with Mickey Rooney my whole life was in Pete's Dragon. Does anybody remember Pete's Dragon from like the late 70s? With the cartoon dragon, and it's a Disney film, and it's got Helen Reddy in it and all that kind of stuff, right? And then it's got what's his face? Oh my gosh, he did the Jim Dale. I love Jim Dale. Okay? I love Jim Dale. That movie's not great. Okay? But I loved Mickey Rooney in that. He is annoying as hell in these 2 movies. He's got so much energy, it's too much. It's too much. Judy Garland, crazy, talented and all that. Not a what do you call it? I'm into this finishing up the second one, and I'm like, man, I do not like musicals. I'm just not a big musical fan. But then I watched Meet Me in St. Louis. Oh my God, that movie was great. Like, it was so good. And it has, I didn't realize that Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, Judy Garland. It's the first version of that song is in Meet Me in St. Louis. That's when that song premiered. I had no idea. I thought that was cool. I liked it. The movie's great though. The movie actually made me tear up. Like, it actually made me sentimental. It was great. It was so great. In the Good Old Summertime is a remake of Shop Around the Corner with Jimmy Stewart, which also was remade as You've Got Mail. So I enjoyed In the Good Old Summertime because it was a variation of that same story. I really enjoyed it. I mean, yeah, there are still moments. Here's what I like about when a musical can do a song and it drives the story forward, the plot forward. That's what Meet Me in St. Louis did. These 2, they're just stopping and singing for crap. And it's just like, I hate that. Good Old Summertime was like that too. But it still fit with the story. I really enjoyed that one. That one was really good. Summer Stock. I'm going to just say, terrible movie. Amazing performances. Gene Kelly, Judy Garland. Holy crap. Gene Kelly is so freaking talented. I mean, I've seen Singing in the Rain. So I know that Gene Kelly is amazing. There is a scene in Summer Stock where he basically is just whistling, and then there's a creak in the wood, and then there's a piece of newspaper on the floor. Dude, if you can watch type in Gene Kelly Summer Stock newspaper, I bet you could find the video of that. It is fantastic. He is insanely good. I'm very excited because the next set that I have in there to watch is a Gene Kelly set with 2 more Judy Garland films too. So I'm like, but we'll see. So yeah, not a great film. I found everybody all the supporting characters, most of them pretty annoying, but their performances great. Judy Garland is great too. And then A Star Is Born. I've never seen A Star Is Born. I watched that last night and it made me cry. Dude, a good movie, but it's also like, it's there's also moments where it's like, okay, she's just singing a song here, but it's a well done movie. And James Mason, holy crap, both of them earned their actor nominations for Academy Award. Neither one of them won, but it's kind of a shame. I really liked The Star Is Born. So really, it's kind of like these first two. I was like, dude, this sucks because I want to like these movies. The last four, there was something to love about all of them. So, yeah, yeah. Again, Summer Stock, great. Oh, and Summer Stock has come on, get happy, right? Premiered in Summer Stock, which I didn't know that either. Which, why would I? But anyway, so that's everything I watched. Now let me show off the things that I got, okay? And then we'll get caught up in the chat, and then we'll get out of here, okay? Now I showed this off briefly, but I did get this 4K of The Thing at Walmart, and it's a special Walmart slipcover. Apparently people were like, oh, this is selling out. I've been able to find it multiple times online, so apparently it's not sold out, but it's just a standard copy of The Thing, standard 4K of The Thing, but with this slipcover, because I didn't have The Thing in 4K. I have The Thing, I have the Arrow British or Region B version of The Thing on Blu-ray. So yeah, now I have The Thing in 4K. The next one is based on a book that I'm reading right now called The Pillars of the Earth. Now, if you haven't heard of this, I understand. I hadn't heard of it either. But look at this cast. Ian McShane, Donald Sutherland, what's his face? Matthew McFadden, Eddie Redmayne, Haley Atwell, and Rufus Sewell in this 8-part series. Now, this was a used copy that I got for like $12. So I'm like, why not? So I got it. So after I finish the book, I'll watch the movie. And next, let me see. Where does have you seen the old Ivanhoe film I sent you the trailer for? You just hold on, Seventh. You just hold on a damn minute. James Cagney. This is another set that I got. I got 2. This was on sale, so I got it. I haven't seen any of these. But again, this is what I love. I love being able to take a set for, like, this is like $30. 4 Blu-rays, 4 movies on Blu-ray. Each movie, by the way, each movie has its own set of special features, right? So each is on its own disc, and each has its own set of special features. Now, unfortunately, A Star Is Born, the Warner version, or the regular Warner edition of A Star Is Born, is a 2-disc set. So this only has the movie on it. But everything else has plenty of supplements, including like short films from the time and stuff like that. They're really fun. But anyway, so yeah, I've never seen any of these movies. I don't think I've ever seen a James Cagney movie. So yeah, this is a great way to watch some of these movies and stars that I've never seen before. So James Cagney. And then the Robert Taylor collection, including, oh, look at that on top there, Seventh, Ivanhoe. So yeah, I haven't seen any of these. So there you go. Then I think I showed this briefly, maybe way at the end, but I got the Blue Thunder. I got Blue Thunder last Tuesday. That Cagney set would say 4 for 4, maybe 3 for 4, depending on your mood. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it because the other one is I think I have a digital copy of White Heat, That's the one I really want to see because I hear that one's really good too. But anyway, oh, and going back to Joan Crawford, I was looking up Joan Crawford stuff, and I gotta say, she left me a little cold. You know, what was the movie that, was it The Damned Don't Cry? I think it was The Damned Don't Cry. Made me go, you know what? There's probably, yeah, it was The Damned Don't Cry. I was like, I'm probably kind of lukewarm on Joan Crawford, to be honest. But I feel like there's something there. So I was looking, and of course, Mildred Pierce is Joan Crawford's like most well-known movie, and that's on the Criterion Collection. So guess what? It's on the wish list. Anyway, Blue Thunder. This is a movie that is another one of those, in my opinion, guilty pleasure for me, because it's directed by John Badham, who also directed one of my other favorite movies from 1983. That is War Games. I love War Games. I need to get War Games on 4K. I just need to get it because I love War Games. Because it has one of my favorite actors. No, not Matthew Broderick. No, not that guy or what's his name? I mean, of course I love Dabney Coleman, but also it's got I'd piss on a spark plug if I think it'd do any good. I love that guy. I can't remember his name right off the top of my head. I just went blank. But I love him. I loved him in No Country for Old Men for his 5 seconds. But anyway, John Badham, I love this movie. It's Roy Scheider. I'm on a Roy Scheider kick. I love Roy Scheider. Let's open this up because I want to see what's in it. But yeah, I love Roy Scheider. I just do. And I really enjoyed watching him in All That Jazz because wow, what a performance in that. Okay, so just a slipcase. And an ad for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre at the beginning, which I don't care about. And just a little tiny booklet. Little booklet. And one single 4K. So there you go. Blue Thunder. In 4K. Yeah. And apparently the whatever studio owns it released the series, the full series with James Ferrantino and Dana Carvey. Yeah. This has Roy Scheider and Daniel Stern. And of course the bad guy is Malcolm McDowell. That's part of the reason why I love this movie. Is I love Malcolm McDowell too. But this is the movie that I got this week, and I haven't opened it up. But I want to share it with you. Star Fox, are you here? You better be here. I'm showing this one off. Redbeard in on Blu-ray from the BFI collection. And this is a movie, a Kurosawa film with Toshiro Mifune that I've never seen. And freaking Ricky has been trying to get me to watch this for months. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'll watch it. But then finally when I saw that it was going to be on Blu-ray, because this was only available on DVD for the longest time. So the fact that it's on Blu-ray now is awesome. So I wanted to open it up and see what's in here. So, oh my gosh, the smell. So anyway, Redbeard. Little book. Oh man. Book's a little bent there. And a little torn there. That sucks. But yeah, there's a little booklet for Redbeard. I'm kind of bummed that they got torn there. But I'll live. And yeah, BFI. I have the BFI 4K of Seven Samurai. But now I have the Blu-ray of Redbeard. So there you go. That's everything. I finally showed off everything that I've been wanting to show off. And there you go. So let's get caught up and then let's get the hell out of here and get over to Discord. Let's see. No, punching nuts. Oh, Wraith, what's going on? Man, I don't know what's going to happen with Odyssey, but I love Troy. Rewatching it now, it's not a cinematic masterpiece, but it does not deserve the harsh criticism it received. Every actor shined, especially Pitt and Bana, and Sean Bean survived. I love Eric Bana, actually. He's in Black Hawk Down, but he's also in one of my favorite. I'm not gonna say one of my favorite Spielberg movies, but I really love Munich. I love Munich so much. Munich hit me hard. I really enjoyed that film. So yeah, I love Eric Bana, and I've only seen Troy one time, and that's one that I have wanted to revisit, and I just never got around to it. Justin said Aliens is great. It's an action movie and it's great, but when you look at Ridley's original vision, plus Geiger's input, it makes Alien the superior in every way. That's just my 2 cents. I mean, I don't mind the additions to the lore that Cameron did in Aliens. In fact, it makes a lot of sense. It makes more sense for there to be a queen than to, just a regular alien to start laying eggs. Because the director's cut in Alien, they're cocooned, and there's another egg being whatever. It's weird. It's weird that it does that. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's all the styling and the editing. I love the editing of Alien so much. It's so tense. And I love the visceral nature of the way that, and this is in every Ridley film. Any Ridley film that has violence, it's visceral. There's something about the way that he depicts violence that I dig. I dig his style. So yeah, that's me. Thunderball was not one of Bond's best, but I love the opening song. Lou, I'm right there with you. I think like a lot of people were like, oh, Thunderball is awesome and blah, blah, blah. And I was watching all of them for the first time. And I got to Thunderball and was like, this movie's not great. I mean, there's things, in every Bond film, there are things that I like. But I did not like Thunderball. And the fact that when Sean Connery came back in 1983, 82, to make Never Say Never Again, and it's a remake of Thunderball, I'm like, why would you remake one of the worst ones you did? Of course, I think I don't know, is The Spy Who Loved Me, or is it The Spy Who Loved Me? No. Which one is it? No, it's You Only Live Twice. I think You Only Live Twice is probably the worst Connery. I'll have to think about that more. But I think so. Because of the very, very bad, I'm cut your hair like a chili bowl, and now you're Japanese. That doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I don't like Thunderball. And yeah, Ana de Armas. Rob, spare yourself. No matter how curious you may get about how bad Pacino can really get, never watch Jack and Jill. That's the one I was thinking of, and no, I will never watch it. I'm not that curious. And honestly, when there is that thing where people say, "Oh, this movie sucks" and whatever, and there's enough people that say it, I just won't watch it. I just won't. It has to be a special case where I'm like, no, The Crow was a special case. The remake of The Crow that came out last year. That was a special case where I was like, I don't care how bad it is. I got to see it. I need to see this. And I did. And man, was it bad. But yeah, Jack and Jill. I never wanted to see that. Honestly, I don't really. I mean, look, I know that it's probably bad to say, but I don't like Adam Sandler movies. Happy Gilmore is his best movie that I know of. Now, I will say it's been a long time since I saw Punch Drunk Love, and and I've never finished Uncut Gems. I'm talking about his Adam Sandler comedies. I don't like. I don't care for him. I don't like watching him. I don't think his shtick is funny, and I don't know. But I do like Happy Gilmore. And there are parts, of course, that are funny. But yeah, no. What 3 movies had the best special features for a film? Well, you're basically okay. I'm a huge fan of Charles of Lauzirika. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Charles of Lauzirika. I'm gonna say Dangerous Days, which is the making of Blade Runner. That's on the Big Bad Blade Runner set. I'm gonna say the I don't know what the name of the feature is, but it's the Kingdom of Heaven documentary that's on Kingdom of Heaven. That's my number 2. And probably my number 3 is going to be one that you may not have heard, but you know of. And it's the Ben Affleck commentary on Armageddon. It's a riot. It's so much fun to listen to. It's great. So, but I mean, honestly, when it comes to special features, you can name pretty much, if you look up the name Charles de Lauzirika, and you look up all the ones he's done, you're like, oh yeah, that's one of the best. That's one of the best releases ever. Oh yeah, that's one of the best releases ever. The Alien quadrilogy, or the Alien whatever set. What is it called? Is it called Anthology? The Blu-ray set. Best in class. You know, and it's because he just makes the best stuff. So there you go. I was almost said Alien 3 assembly cut, but there you go. What's my name? Dunkachino. I don't even know. I love Dune 84, but its main issue is that it takes the idea of a false messiah and just makes him a messiah. Yeah, again, it's been a long time since I've actually sat down and watched the whole thing. The last 2 times that I tried watching it, I fell asleep. The last 2 times. So I do want to watch it again and give it another shot now that I'm more of a Lynch fan, and give it a chance, a real chance, but no promises. That parkour chase at the beginning of Casino Royale was so good. Oh, absolutely. I mean, there are great moments in every single Bond film, but you know, some things are better than others. Respect to Roger Moore, man, love playing Bond more than any actor. Never badmouth the character. Oh no, Roger Moore is one of those where I think he's probably my least favorite Bond. But I still love him I still love his version of Bond. But he's my least favorite. So. Mickey Rooney was great in The Black Stallion. Yeah, I remember The Black Stallion, but I don't really remember. Yeah, Meet Me in St. Louis is S tier. Put it on every Christmas. I cannot believe how great that movie was. Like, seriously, I was so downtrodden by the first 2 because Mickey Rooney he was grating on my nerves. And I was like, man, these movies suck. Like, I'm actually disappointed with this purchase. And then the next 4, I loved. Like I said, man, I'm telling you, Meet Me in St. Louis, fantastic. In the Good Old Summertime, like I said, a remake of A Shop Around the Corner, which was also remade as You've Got Mail, which is, in my opinion, I will say top 3 romantic comedies of all time. I think You've Got Mail is a absolute classic. The only thing that I think a lot of people now will probably get annoyed by is the fact that they're still on AOL. You've Got Mail, it's AOL. But oh my God, I love that movie. I think Tom Hanks is perfect. Meg Ryan is still cute as hell. That's probably mean to say. She looks really rough, man, with all the work. I'm just saying, she looks rough. But she was still really cute. Dave Chappelle is in it. I mean, it's a fantastic film. And Dabney Coleman again. I love Dabney Coleman. But You've Got Mail is great. But I really enjoyed it in the Good Old Summertime. Summer Stock, like I said, that freaking scene with the newspaper, my God. And then A Star Is Born with James Mason. I love James Mason. Love him. So yeah, I loved it. I love the rest of it. It's great. Have you seen Robin Hood 91? Has Uma Thurman as Maid Marian, Patrick Bergin as Robin Hood. Never heard of it before. Me neither. No. You'd love Paint Your Wagon with Clint Eastwood? Maybe. I know I rip in the English Patient is boring, but holy crap, Keanu Reeves' A Walk in the Clouds is the only theater experience to bore me into a migraine. I never saw that one. A Walk in the Clouds. Is that with Charlize Theron? I don't know. The English Patient is one of those where I feel like I need to give that one another shot, because I ripped on English Patient for a long time too, but it's Ralph Fiennes. It's one of my favorite actors of all time. I kind of need to give it another shot. The Women, great movie. Joan Crawford has some good and great movies not included in that set. Meet Me in St. Louis, so good. Judy Garland changed the lyrics of that Christmas song since the original lyrics are darker. Well, she just said, yeah, you need to tone those down. But yeah, what a great film. Just what a great, great film. And you're right. On the special features, whoever the writer is, he sings the original version, and it's like, jeez. And it is the second version of A Star Is Born, yes. And there's been 4. So there's the one in the 30s. There's this one in 1954. There's the 70s version with Streisand and Chris Christopherson, and then there's the Bradley Cooper, Lady Gaga one, which I actually kind of want to see that one. I heard the Streisand Christopherson one is not great, but I kind of want to watch. I mean, I kind of wanted to watch the Cooper Gaga one anyway because they were up for so many awards, but now I kind of really want to see it. I want to see what the take is. How is Pillars? I know a lot of booktubers rave about it. I will say this. I am amazed, shocked, and appalled that a story about the building of a cathedral is gripping. The characters are so well drawn that there is a character that I really like. Like I really like this character. I'm not going to say who. And there's a character that is so detestable that it almost fills me with dread to read their chapters. I'm hoping that there's a comeuppance, because there is a character that is seriously, it's so uncomfortable to read some of his chapters. But again, great. I mean, it's really, really well done. So I think I'm about 55% of the way through it. Something like that. It's 55, 60% of the way through it. I'm really enjoying it though. And I'm really wanting to see how the story plays out. It's great. It's great. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, the only reason I wanted to read it is because it's by Ken Follett, who was one of the guys that I was listening to, I guess, on that BBC Maestro thing for how to write stories and stuff like that. And I was like, well, I've never read a Ken Follett book. I guess I need to read one. I've read a Reacher book before, so I know Lee Child, and I did read a Harlan Coben. I read Harlan Coben book, which was actually pretty good too. So I figure I ought to give Ken Follett a shot, you know. So, and I've read plenty of what's his face, Alan Moore, plenty of Alan Moore. Ana de Armas says Ballerina tanked. This chance of a Bond spinoff with her is super slim, and I really like Ballerina. Big movie freak. You are not wrong. I loved Ballerina. I thought Ballerina was great, but I was talking. This was way before that. I was talking about she needs to be the character that she was in No Time to Die on her own adventures. Just put her in her own adventures in the Bond world. But it's her. It's her character. I was like, why don't they do that? She's so great. She's so great in that role. But you're right. And I'm looking forward to the Cagney set. Shozama for sure. Sequest. Roy Scheider was a pretty decent captain. Yeah, I don't remember watching a whole lot of Sequest DSV, but I did watch it because the weird thing is it took me watching French Connection again, which it was a Friedkin kick I was on. And then it turned into a Gene Hackman kick and a Roy Scheider kick because of French Connection. Because Roy Scheider's just freaking great. So yeah, which is why I got all that jazz, which is why I watched was it Marathon Man? Which wasn't great. But yeah. Can't remember the name of it, but there was a Roy Scheider movie they used to show all the time on Disney Channel in the 80s where he's a baseball player. Roy Scheider baseball. Night Game? It can't be Night Game. Tiger Town? Oh, Tiger Town is a 1983 American made-for-television sports drama film starring Roy Scheider as an aging baseball player for the Detroit Tigers. That's probably it. That's probably it. Let's see. CDs and some games too. I'm not sure what that's in reference to. Frodus Boy? We'll say this about those sets that George Feltenstein from Warner Archive Collections says on the Extras TV podcast. Great way to dive in. We'll include the video on physical media. Absolutely. Yes, bring it. I love hearing about him too. I've watched a couple of videos with him. He's great. They remade Fireball because the guy behind it owned the film rights to the script outside of the Bond franchise. You mean Thunderball? Conan the Barbarian commentary with Arnold and John is hilarious. See, I don't have any of the actual physical releases. I just rented the movies or the movie. I didn't watch Destroyer because it's like, if I didn't like the Barbarian, like if I didn't love the Barbarian and wanted to buy it, there's no reason for me to watch the Destroyer because I'm probably not going to like it. So I know it's not a special feature, but my favorite making of documentary was about Terry Gilliam's failed Don Quixote film with Johnny Depp. Interesting. Bonobo Juice said, I don't know nothing about no Lazenby. Bonobo Juice, good to see you, man. I love On Her Majesty's Secret Service. Love that one. That one's probably in, I don't know, that may be in my top 5. We'll have to see tomorrow as I go through it. But I'm pretty sure it's in my top 5. I know it's not a special... Oh, already said that. You've Got Mail was cool. Seen it for the first time on New Year's. Yeah, I love that movie. It's just... They're both so likable. And the way that they snipe at each other is great. And there's one point. It's when she's in the cafe or whatever waiting on him to show up. And of course, he's like... You know, if Dave Chappelle looks in there and he's like, oh, yeah, she's pretty, you know, and he's like, I knew she would be. And he's like all doing his Tom Hanks stuff, his comedy stuff from back then. And then he goes, it's whatever her name is. And he looks in there and he's like, huh. And he starts to leave and then decides that he's going to go in there and talk to her and basically try to ruin it for this dream man that she thinks is showing up, which ends up, it's him. And the way that their conversation goes and the way that she says something so hurtful and the look on Tom Hanks' face and he goes, oh, okay. And he goes to leave and then she's like, she feels sorry for him or whatever. And it's just the way that their emotions play against each other is just, it's so perfect. I love that movie so much. I really do. I love that movie. I have it on DVD. I don't think I have the Blu-ray of that. No, I don't. Right? No, I don't. I look down there in the Y's, all I see is Yojimbo. So, there you go. But I love that movie. It's great. Your thoughts on Singing in the Rain? Wesley, Singing in the Rain is, I mean, just a bona fide classic. Now, I have the digital 4K on Apple TV or whatever, you know, because we bought it a long time ago. But it's actually included as a Blu-ray on the in the Gene Kelly set that I got. That I'm making. I haven't watched the first one yet, so I think it's the last one on there. But I love Singing in the Rain so much. Gene Kelly's great. Of course, Debbie Reynolds is... Seriously, I think it was so weird to go, wow. Like, I saw this probably in my teens, and I was like, man, Debbie Reynolds is hot. And then to find out that that's Princess Leia's mom, And I was like, because I had a crush on Princess Leia the whole, my entire life, pretty much. You know what I mean? Like, I loved Princess Leia, and found out that Debbie Reynolds was her mom, and so talented. And I can't. Is it Kay? Danny Kaye? Is that right? Singing in the Rain is fantastic. Donald O'Connor. Who was I thinking of? Danny Kaye. That's another. Anyway, Donald O'Connor. Make him laugh, dude. So good. So good. Singing in the Rain is fantastic. I love that movie. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. So yeah, I get to watch that again. You know what I mean? It's like, that's how I look at it. So I'm probably going to watch the 4K of it because I have the 4K version, but then put the Blu-ray in so I can watch the special features, because I don't know if they're going to be the same across versions. You know what I mean? So there you go. Christoph Waltz as Blofeld is great casting, horrible execution. Can't believe they dropped that ball. Lou, you are not wrong. You are not wrong. Tiger Town. Is that a movie that I have here? Tiger Town? No, I don't know what Tiger Town means. What's up, Robbie? Real 16-bit Pete. What's up, Pete? Good to see you, sir. Good to see you. I love the special features on Fury Road. The hundreds of hours of small detail for each steering wheel on the tower can only be shown in 3 seconds. It makes you appreciate it more. Oh yeah. I mean, there are so many great special features out there, like making of documentaries and stuff like that. And certain directors allow more access, or even request more access for a documentary filmmaker. I love all of it. I really do. And as I said, though, what I've really loved digging into more and more as I've kind of collected quite a few discs these days is the fact that it seems like when you get, for example, Project Hail Mary, it's coming out in August. It just came out digitally, so you can buy the digital copy. And as far as I know, there's no special features on the digital copy, but there's probably going to be special features on the 4K. But they're usually going to be, for a movie that just came out, the special features are going to be pretty light and pretty breezy. They're not going to be anything in depth. They're mostly going to be like, hey, look at how we did this. And it's like this 10-minute, hey, this is how we did it. The most interesting special features that I've seen on most other movies, older movies, is the legacy of that movie. Like when you watch the 25th anniversary of The Crow, yeah, you're getting to see and hear from people that are talking about their experiences making the movie, but living with the movie for all this time. And that's kind of the most interesting stuff to me. So I love retrospective stories, you know? And the other thing is, when it's the studio that's putting together the special features, you're not going to badmouth the studio if there was a problem. You're not going to say, yeah, the producer bugged me for, whatever. 20 years down the road, who gives a crap? So that's what I like, is you get to hear all the dirt. And it's not the dirt, but it's the challenges, because every movie is a challenge. Anybody saying that a movie was easy, they're lying. So to me, hearing about the trials, the tribulations, the problems, the different cuts, the everything, I love all that stuff. So those are usually my favorite ones. I mean, the making of stuff is really cool, like production design, costume design. I'll watch all of that. But it's really, and of course, I've taken a great interest in story creation too. All the different ways that they made changes in this character and this character or whatever. I love all that stuff too. So I like hearing from writers a lot too, but usually the writers don't get their own commentary, So Singing in the Rain has the best actress, shows where all the songs come from originally. Cool. I don't think I've ever watched any of the stuff on that. Gregory asked about Clockwork Orange. Clockwork Orange, I I don't know if I own. If I do own it, I own it digitally. Because I don't own a physical copy of that. Hold on. I do not. I do not own Clockwork Orange at all. I have seen it. I remember at the time finding it, and again, this was years and years ago when I watched this. We're talking probably 20 years. Last time I saw it. At least. I found it to be, like much of Kubrick's movies, hard to take in. There was a lot to take in and wasn't sure if I liked it. And I don't think I took the time to really delve into it. But Clockwork Orange is one of those movies that's on the AFI Top 100. So my wife and I will be watching that movie at some point. She's been putting it off because she's, of course, she's heard a lot about it and she probably doesn't want to watch it. And I understand. But I've been waiting to watch it again because of that. Bad idea. Why is it a bad idea? Gregory, why is it a bad idea? I've been waiting to watch it again to watch it with her. And then I'll delve into any special features that I can. Because I find Kubrick a fascinating filmmaker. I love 2001. It's not really a date movie. Well, that's not why we watch these. We watch these because she loves film too, but she's not as into film as I am. So I get what you're saying, and I know what you're talking about because I have seen the movie. But it's a movie that she will like. One of the movies on the list is Schindler's List. I've seen Schindler's List 2 or 3 times. She's never seen it. She's, of course, putting off that movie because she knows it's a rough movie to watch. Clockwork Orange is one of those. There are a few on the list that are like, wow, that's a rough movie. Great song. So yeah, there's Seventh Level said Tiger Town. The movie. Yes, gotcha. But yeah. So no, I think a lot of Kubrick's films, I think a lot of people are turned off by Kubrick because of one thing or another. And it takes time to let the film marinate, and then you need to watch it again. The problem is, usually those movies are so divisive that people don't want to watch it again. Like 2001, for me, the first time I watched it, I'm like, yeah, I can understand why it's popular because, wow, all the special effects being done at that time period. Yeah, that's amazing. But I don't want to watch that again. It took me years of seeing people talk about it, hearing their thoughts on it, and then I'll go, okay, I'm old enough now, I'm mature enough now, I need to watch it again. And I watch it again, and like you said, it's an acquired taste. Absolutely. And I saw the brilliance in it. And also, some movies are meant to be different things. And even I have to accept that for certain movies that I don't care for. For example, not a big horror movie fan, but not every horror movie is going to be my taste. And sometimes horror movies are meant for this kind of person, not me. And I have to realize that I'm not that kind of person for most horror movies. You know, like slasher movies, they're not for me at all. I don't like any of them. Name one. Oh, it's a classic. Yeah, I hate it. I pretty much hate it. I pretty much hate all of them. The only one that I've ever slasher movie that I've really, really liked is Nightmare on Elm Street, the first one. All the rest of them, trash to me. They're trash. I can't stand them. And I used to really dog people for liking them. You know, when somebody would come in and ask for some slasher movie, I'd be like, why? The movie sucks. They're like, no, it doesn't. I'm like, yeah, it does. I would argue with people. Now, I understand. That's for them. More for you. I have my movies over here. You know, you're not going to like There Will Be Blood, but you might like, Friday the 13th part 7. Right? I mean, That's the way it is. Terrifier. I know that the Terrifier movies are not for me. So anyway, for me, yeah, Clockwork Orange, the first time I watched it, I wasn't ready for that movie. I wasn't ready to take in that movie and understand that movie. Now I feel like I could. But anyway. Scene in the Rain. Oh yeah, I already said that. Documentary is called Lost in La Mancha. It basically shows how everything that can go wrong in making a film does go wrong. I think you'd really like it. Oh, probably. Yeah. Dude, I forgot one of the best ones. Hearts of Darkness. The Apocalypse Now making of. That Eleanor, I think it's Eleanor Coppola made. So Francis's wife made this movie documentary documenting the making of Apocalypse Now. Oh my God. That was great. I have that. It's great. I kind of want to get the 4K of it, but I have it as part of the my Blu-ray. Where is it? Apocalypse Now. It's got all 3 cuts on it. Anyway. Yeah. Yeah. That's probably one of the best ones. For sure. I got fascinated with how movies are made for a show hosted by Leonard Nimoy and Nickelodeon when I was a kid called Stand By Lights, Camera, Action. I never saw that. I probably would have loved that. What's up, Slades? I'm in film school right now and I'm trying to decide on what doc I should make. One of them is about the behind-the-scenes drama of the DCEU. The other is about the despecialized edition of Star Wars. I mean, God, take your pick. Both of those would be interesting. Yeah. It's cool how you go from thinking the main character is despicable and end up pulling for him. You're talking about Clockwork Orange? See, I don't honestly remember it very much. I remember being taken aback by it. But I know the basic story that he goes to jail and through the eyes, and then he's reformed, and then I don't remember what happens. So yeah, see, Bonobo Juice, I remember bits and pieces, and I've seen, of course, you've seen clips over the years, but I don't really remember it. You love Roy Scheider, but what about you mean 2010? Love it. And there's a 4K coming out. I have it on Blu-ray. I'm getting the 4K because I love 2010. Love it. It's weird because 2010 is it's a continuation of the story, but it's such a more of a mainstream movie than 2001 is. It's just a straight up action movie, kind of sci-fi action. I love it. It's great. I love movies. I'm kind of the cable guy. Yes. White Man Can't Jump. I don't know if I have ever seen the whole thing, but I remember thinking this movie isn't for me, so I never watched it. You run up people's backs to slam dunk a basketball. I watched Clockwork Orange on date. She still jokes about having to watch that weird shit. Thinks she enjoyed it only because it's out there. Oh, it's definitely out there. I remember that. And I also know my wife's taste in movies. She's not going to like it. She's going to hate it. The only difference is how much am I going to hate it because I'm watching it with her. You know what I mean? Because that happens. That does happen. Such a trippy and odd aesthetic that I can't compare to anything else. Like the record store scene. It's like an alternate universe. Yeah, like I said, I just don't remember a lot of it. Well, look at there. It only took me 30 minutes to catch up. Where is Troy 4K? That's another one where I think there's plenty of movies from that time period where I think they just never did a 4K digital intermediate. They did a 2K, which means the effects were done at 2K. And when you blow them up to 4K, they look like ass. So that's probably why you're not seeing a 4K Troy right now. What day is the Bond ranking? I'm going to film it probably tomorrow. And then my guess, what I'm shooting for is Thursday afternoon. We'll see how crazy I get with the editing because I've got, I don't know what I'm going to need. I just know that it's going to be a big, It's going to be a big one. I just know that, like, for example, my most involved, and again, you might go, really? That's your most involved video, whatever. My Wes Anderson video, where I reviewed 10 movies. That was my most involved video I've ever done editorially. And it's really nothing special, but it took me a long time to edit. But I ended up getting that out late Thursday night. So my guess is if I record it tomorrow, I should be able to do all the editing and everything and have it ready for Thursday. But I'm going to record it. Oh yeah, it could be a very long video. But also, dude, my computer's doing weird, funky crap. I pulled up the Apple TV app because there was a sale on Lionsgate 25 action movies for $25 on iTunes today. Most of them are crap. I'm just gonna say most of them I've never heard of. So I'm like, okay, well that's not really worth $25 to me. But anyway, it started playing a trailer when you go home. It started playing a trailer for whatever it was playing, and it was all jacked up. And I'm like, okay, this is yet another opportunity, or yet another example of my computer doing weird, stupid crap. And it just does that sometimes. But I've dropped 0 frames tonight, so you never know. You never know how it's gonna go. So now that I'm all caught up, Kingdom of Heaven and Gladiator are also they are also in that time period, but you also have to think the Kingdom of Heaven is highly, highly, highly regarded, and it's 20th Century Fox. They wanted to pull out all the stops for that, so that's why the 4K of that. Now, that one looked awesome, but they took the time to do that one right, and Gladiator too. Troy is not exactly on the same, as far as I'm concerned, is not on the same level as far as popularity. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Definitely going to be a long video. The Odyssey miniseries starring Armand Assante needs a Blu-ray. Yeah, I remember that one. I never saw it, but it was one that I wanted to see. But I never got around to seeing it. So anyway, hey, the show's kind of over. I will bring this up real quick before we leave. Vision Quest, which some people may not even know what I'm talking about. Vision Quest, which is it's basically the sequel series to WandaVision, starring Vision. I have heard really, really good things about this series. It gets a premiere date. It's October 14th. I'm really looking forward to this because I love Paul Bettany as an actor and I love Vision as a character. I'm really excited to see this. And it's being showrun by Terry Matalas, who did Picard Season 3 and the entire 12 Monkeys series. So, Vision Quest. Excited about that. And this one, I don't know, less excited about, but it is happening. Ahsoka Season 2 is coming out early 2027. So that's all the news that I had. We kind of went over everything else. So that's the thing. I know the Cable Guy is Jim Carrey in it, but I don't know what the movie is about. So somebody please enlighten me before I track down the movie and do it with no spoilers. Okay, so Matthew Broderick has just broken up with his girlfriend and he's moving into his new apartment and he's got to get cable. This is back in the mid-90s. Jim Carrey is the cable guy and crazy stuff happens. You've also got a strangely small supporting role from Jack Black. It's directed by Ben Stiller, who also shows up in the movie. It is absolutely worth watching, but it is not your typical Jim Carrey film. It's a black comedy. I love the film. I've watched it countless times. In fact, that was one of the few movies that Billy and I watched when we were when he was in rehab. We watched that. He watched Star Trek 4. But yeah, so I would definitely give it a shot. The original Vision Quest with Matthew Modine needs a rewatch. I've never seen that. Never saw that one. That was before I could watch rated R films. So there you go. Thanks for talking movies, Rob. Look forward to your Bond ranking. Hey, Lou, I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Thank you all for being here, for hanging out. Always have a man. I love doing the stream. It's just so much fun. I should add Vision Quest to the list. Okay. All right. Let's see. Where is my movies? There it is. So many movies. So many movies. Vision Quest. And that was, Shazama. Max. Good deal. But guys, I appreciate you. See, I still have Black Angel, Phantom Lady, Digital Laura, Wings. A lot of movies. Digital would be okay. All right. I'll keep that in mind. But let's jump over into the Discord for those of you who want to. For the rest of you, hey, y'all have a great week. Y'all have a great week and a fun time doing all the things. Go watch a movie or two, maybe. Or watch one at home. And yeah. It's going to be great. I'm excited for the Bond thing. It's going to be big, but it's going to be fun. So y'all have a good one. Okay, bye.